live.
Hello and welcome to another thrilling night of Tyranny of Flagons, where me and a bunch of my favorite backwoods bastards like to get together and we like to play some Dungeons and motherfucking Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons!
CD, bitches!
We are back with the full party here on session 7, Web and Bone. Ooh. As we dive in tonight, we actually have a couple of quick things we want to go over with you. Two things that I want to talk about. I've already forgotten one of them, is that we've already released a supplement, The Grave or the Fall. It is a creature supplement featuring 6 of the undead Jotun lords that you may have seen in our climax of our previous Storm King's Thunder campaign. We also have some other things in the works that should be out in the coming months, maybe, we'll see. And I had something else next week we will be starting at 9:30, not 9 o'clock. I know we're starting at 9:12 tonight, so
Eastern time.
We are a procrastinative, ADHD riddled group. So with that in mind, I'm gonna go ahead and pass it off. Devin, why don't you tell us about what we got coming up?
All right, so this over the next couple of months. Right now, we are playing Tyranny of Flagons, but October 18th through November 1st, we will be playing Old Gods of Appalachia, the RPG, GM'd by either myself or possibly Josh. So, like I said last week, show up for that. Even if you don't know what it is, if you know what it is, come show up for that. Try new things, enjoy it. After that, we will continue where we left off, Tyranny of Flagons, and then our next long-form campaign will be Cyberpunk Red, GM'd by our very own Ben, and we're very excited for that. So we do have more things. We do have more things in the pipe, but I'll leave it at that for now. The pipe is longer, but I got to keep some stuff in it. And I believe.
Do you hear yourself when you talk?
Yeah, actually, that was the whole point, is to set it up for Barb, who has some merch announcements.
Who has some pipe?
No, I do not have pipe. I'm actually the one in our group that does not have pipe. Okay. Anyway, we do have shirts available. Oh my god. We do have shirts available. I've been doing tank tops and shirts. I actually just finished a tank top recently. So I can do just about any color, but we're pretty much sticking to black and white tanks and tees. Any size. You can hit us up at the Appalachian Dragons at gmail.com. Hit us up on our Discord, message us on YouTube, just harass us in some way, and we will bargain with you for a shirt.
Yeah, and if you join our Discord, exactly. And if you join us on Discord, you can actually get $5 off that shirt purchase, which is super rad. Brandon, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you've been cooking up, my man?
I actually have a heist song theme kind of coming up that's been unreleased. But otherwise, if you like what you hear during the stream, you could check out Appalachian Dragons, basically wherever you get your favorite music. We're on Apple Music, YouTube, Spotify, maybe TikTok soon. I'm not sure. But we're working it. And then just trying to come up with different background music for our current campaign, Storm King's 2.
If you guys are doing any Cyberpunk or Spelljammer, we've got some very, as you can hear from this, some very fun synthetic tracks that Brandon's cooked up. A good variety of shit, actually. Brandon, I've got to tell you, I've been fucking jamming to your shit. What is it? They're Gaining? Honestly, it just slaps. All of them slap, but that one in particular, I just groove to.
The heist theme is actually somewhat inspired by that a little bit. So you might like that one coming up too.
I'm excited. New shit. Now I've got to plan a heist just so we can use the heist track. I will gladly do that. All right. With that, we're going to dive in, but let's do a quick recap of where we left off. Last week, the Lords of Nightstone had returned to their city of Nightstone after their bitter battle with Erebus the Unassailable, who had been successful with a small group of fiends of capturing the blue dragon mask that the party had acquired and making off with it to the Nine Hells. This was a large annoyance to the party, and they decided to dig a little deeper, discovering that Erebus had not only been alive, but that he had been spotted before. Captain Dynamite said that he had been informed by a former crew member and had hoped that it had been a case of mistaken identity, but now it seemed all too real. Putting some dots together, they were able to figure out that this was very likely the champion of Tiamat, and was pretty fucking fearsome. The party made their way to Nightstone, doing a little bit of, Misty form? That's not right. Cloud form.
Windwalk.
Windwalk, that's it, yeah.
for Goldbrand flavors is constellations, so we all just turned into the things from Magic the Gathering. Constellation.
Sorry, Steph. The party made their way back to Nightstone, where they met up with a good friend Bergen, who had given them enchanted rings. The rings of the Lord's Nine of Nightstone had been enchanted to be able to summon their good friend Ember. Now the party can choose to bring Ember into the fray and use some of his healing properties to make up for where the best healer in Faerun cannot be there. The party then made their way. Oh, no, they did some drinking. They've been drinking. Exactly. They had a few encounters in the city before making their way into the Dripping Caves and into the Underdark. The party first came across a group of monstrous foes, an Umber Hulk, a couple of Otyugs, as well as 2 bullets. Making short work of them, the party was even able to scrap some parts from the from the bullet, getting some new materials for upcoming projects. The party made their way down Pandora, the pirate queen of Skullport, very deftly following the symbols of Thieves' Cant that had been carved into the rock, giving notice of not only where to go, but warning signs. One of them being Duragar ahead. The party plotted to attempt to parlay to make their way through without combat, with a backup plan just in case things went south. But they were successful in their discussions with the Duragar. Not only did they manage to get passage, they even offered a sort of mutually beneficial arrangement where they would pay the Duragar for any spider heads that they came across, or any spiders they came across and beheaded, as well as getting a guide of sorts who followed with them along the journey. While they were paying the toll for the Duragar, they did notice that their bag of holding had less gold in it than they believed. By a few hundred. I can't remember the exact amount, but it was not as much as they thought they had.
It was like 750 or 850.
That's a chunk of change.
Chunk of cheese.
Yeah. The party then continued on southward, all the while delving deeper and deeper into the earth, until they finally came across a cavern where the glowing mushrooms that spotted the Underdark did not grow, and the stone turned black. Within it, they heard a very unsettling wailing sound. And as they came in, were attacked by 3 Sorrowsworn, lonely, hungry, and angry, and were locked in a very bitter entanglement. I believe Yuan being the first victim, as he was a harpoon arm was stabbed through his shoulder and yoinked him 30 feet into the cave, where the lonely thing latched onto him and was shrieking in his ear. Davos getting attacked by the hungry, where it had clamped around his chest, and the angry, where its hook had pierced under his ribs and into his lungs, trying to scream but unable to produce any volume without the air pressure. Very spoopy battle, very spicy battle. We thought somebody was going to die. Somebody still might! And with that, let's resume our adventures in Tyranny of Flagons! And we're back. Picking up right where we left off in the midst of combat.
Turn
Still
tracker,
two
please.
of these Sorrowsworn ready. I was working on it. I can only do 2 things at once, and I can't do either of them well while I'm doing that. We're going to pick back up at the top of initiative with, or actually not the top of initiative. No, yeah, I stand corrected. The top of initiative. With Davos the Dawnbringer. What you got, my guy?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I should probably
did
split
not
the scene for you.
prepare.
I'm sorry. You're in this cavern with all of these stone pillars all around you. it is very difficult to see very far because of that, as you can probably tell from your lighting. You know that right in front of you is Arcanox, and on the other side of him is the angry Sorrowsworn that had just hooked its way under your ribs. And then you know that far off to the south, down here, that Barbara and her shade are entangled with the lonely Sorrowsworn. I didn't show you a picture of him. I will gladly do that, because he's probably the creepiest, I think.
He's awful.
In my personal opinion. I also think the fucking harpoon arm thing is just fucked. So, enjoy that. Boop, boopy doop.
Or don't enjoy it, that's fine.
What happened to his hand?
Oh, it's like a harpoon. It like shoots off, and then like you can see it stabbed into somebody else's hand. His hands are the spikes that stabbed into somebody else's arm and ripped it off.
And
so
reeled like 2 of us around this fight. It's been terrible. Z's been nabbed. You've been nabbed. Well, maybe you weren't nabbed.
Barbara.
Okay.
Lots of nabbing.
All right. I'm
Yeah,
just gonna go 6th level mass heal, cure wounds.
Oh, okay, solid.
Bless you, sir, because I've already used mine.
That's gonna be a 30-foot radius sphere.
I think that can get the whole party.
Each target gains 19 hit points.
Is that a point you choose, or is that from you?
30 foot centered on that point.
Okay, yeah. So you get to choose the point. Everybody is within radius of this. Just realize Goldbrand is taking no damage. I need to fix that.
If I could get Pandora and you on.
Yeah,
if
you can
not,
get everybody.
I would just go. Okay. And everybody heals 19.
I like it.
I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. All right.
God, you sound like my
Fantastic. With that, that's your action. Bonus action, my guy.
Do I have my rapier summoned?
Yeah, it's actually down here to the bottom right. You could probably get it to either one of the fuckers if you would like.
I'm just trying to see if I can attack as a bonus action.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Technically, as written, I think that it specifies you have to attack with the attack action to do that.
Right.
I think you could do a Light of Lathander if you wanted to, but I think there's only one that you could pop with it.
And I would hit arc as well.
Yeah, you know from where you were earlier that you could probably move around the column over here to get to the back of it. But from where you are now,
I'll hold off. I'll hold off with that.
Okay, no worries. As Davos says a little prayer to the Dawnfire in this black pit of despair, radiant energy washes over the party. Everybody feels a little bit safer as we round to Yuan. What you got, homie?
1 sec, real quick. I got a 25 in this green circle above my name. Is that temp HP or?
Oh, you had a Shield of Faith. That's the word. Arcanox dropped a Shield of Faith on you because you were in a critical pinch there for a second. So you had some nice little boost from the party.
Spicy armpits.
That's temp HP.
Spicy armpits. No, it's your AC. Shield of Faith bumps your AC by 2, so your 23 becomes 25.
All right, thanks, Ark.
Oh, sweet. Mr. Yuan. In fact, yeah, Ark is concentrating on that. So, cool. Decisions.
Yeah, you thought I would have looked at my spell list before now.
You're fine. If you want, Goldbrand or Pandora can go so that you have another second to think on it.
I have a thought. Do I?
When in doubt, throw the firebolt and the stone.
That's pretty much all Devin did the whole session.
That's all I did.
I can get right there. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I've been saving this for a second. It's a low level spell slot. I think it'll be fun. I'm gonna twin spell and enlarge reduce.
Ooh.
I will drop that in the VTT, and I'm gonna hit Arc and Goldbrand with that.
Oh god.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. I assume you guys both choose to pass that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Essentially, you guys, as this happens, like, I think first, like, your limbs, and then your torso, your head, and you sort of feel yourself stretch and then compress and get kind of weird as parts of you get larger and larger. And
Parts
you
of
actually,
you,
yeah, parts of you. Whatever part you want to start with.
the important part.
And you are essentially twice as big as you were before. So you guys are now giants rampaging through the center of this dark cave. It also increases the amount of damage that you do with your weapons because your weapons and any worn materials grow with you. So you get to add an additional 1d4 damage to your weapon attacks.
Very solid.
That's cool.
I hate it when you do that without warning me. Except Goldbrand's voice is
Yeah,
like reverberating.
Yeah, that's funny because the way this room is shaped, it's actually higher in the middle than on the sides. So Goldbrand, you're like not quite touching the ceiling, but Arcanux, your horns are like grazing the stone up there. You almost have to like punch just a little bit to move free.
Nah, I think I'm just gonna knock down the stalactites as I walk by and shit.
Yeah, I was about to say, honestly.
I was wondering how many Goldbrand could scythe through earlier. I was like,
excellent. With that, we round to Goldbrand. You just got big, my dude. What do you do?
Yeah, that changes a lot of stuff. Did my movement speed change? I read some of the spell.
You would think it would. I think the only other effect you get
seem to matter. Man,
yeah.
I want to go hit the one with the most health, but that leaves Pandora by herself.
I've been by myself.
I don't like it. Hang on. Sorry, I'm trying to use my cues.
Oh, you're fine, homie.
These walls are awful.
Oh, damn. Oh, that was the point.
Nah, I feel you. Hang on. Okay, I can get there.
That is my reading not work here.
I'm real big, so I'm going to take 2 swings. I'm not raging, though.
Yeah.
Sad.
Bonus action to rage. You could do that before if you'd like.
Nah, I think instead, on the way there, before I get to it, I want to, at the top of my turn, I want to change to the Archer constellation, since Davos did some healing. I don't need Chalice anymore. And then I'm going to throw a Javelin at that on the way. Do it.
Fantastic.
24. Does 17 radiant damage if that hits.
Yes,
and then I'll take 2 big attacks when I get to it.
Get it.
Oh, come on. Do the thing. 23 and 15. What is this? I get to add a d4? Is that what's going on here?
Oh, yes. Add that d4.
Yeah, a d4.
Oh, very nice. This thing is very fucked up. It is clinging on, barely clinging to life. And it's funny, as you wail on it, its wailing just increases in volume and pitch, and now it is almost a shriek that is echoing, of course, throughout this cavern, and you can just sense it running down these tunnels in both directions, and it makes you a little anxious what is hearing your approach, or hearing your struggle.
Yeah, gotta shut it up.
Yep. Speaking of shutting it up, Pandora!
Yeah.
So, I think you're still grappled by it, yes? Oh, no, you watery form. That's right.
No, I got grappled again, I think.
Ah, damn.
I think is what it was. Because I tried to escape and then it came after me again. Okay, so I'm going to have do the Avalon Shade Strike because that gets to attack twice. And
yeah, get it, homie.
I was looking. Additionally, oh, and it says I have... Hold on, I'm looking. Additionally, it says that when my illusion is within 5 feet of a creature that can see it, it gets advantage on attack rolls?
Yes, I think the premise behind that was like it's not sure which one of you is real, and so it's kind of like distracted. It's like a flanking bonus.
Okay, well then here's for the first one.
A 22 definitely hits, and I'll actually say to that second strike. Goldbrand, you come up and you attack this thing, throwing the constellation, slashing away at it, and it begins to tighten its grip on Pandora. And you gather that it was about to try to squeeze the life out of her, but from behind the thing, the shade leaps onto its back, takes its rapier, and drives it into its wailing mouth and like down its throat, piercing out of its back. And the wailing finally stops as this thing lumps to the ground. And Barbara, its gross gray. It feels like it's like rotting flesh. It just peels off of you.
Yeah.
Indeed. Right. Pandora still has an attack. Excuse me. Avalon still has attack if you'd like to use that.
Ooh, yeah. Actually,
she'll have to do a little bit of skedaddling. I forget how far she can move.
I think normal movement speed. I'm looking. It says. It says it can appear in an unoccupied space within 30 feet of me, but it does not say what its movement speed.
We'll assume that she is the same as you because she's also a rogue. You have a 45, if I'm not mistaken?
It says 30 walking speed on my thing.
Oh, okay.
But I do have cat zoomies, so that's, I guess.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, she could certainly get there. Fantastic. You want to make another attack on anger for me?
Yes, I do. We'll go ahead and swing. Okay, yeah, no, that definitely hits.
Definitely hits. Yep. Fantastic. Right. Okay, Pandora, as we round from you, we go to Angamarie, who is, it's just seeing the shade for the first time. It probably isn't certain if it is a real thing or not. We're going to roll a d20. If it's even, it's going to hit Pandora's shade. If it's odd, it's going to hit something else. It is an 8. It is even, so it is going to go with its hook attack. Because it was hit, it actually has advantage on this, as he is Angamarie. Why do I say that? It makes 2 hook attacks. First one to hit is a 25. So, that's, yeah. And then that's a total of 16 plus 19. Chunk of damage. That is more hit points than Avalon has. So it cleaves into her and the shade disappears. And as it does, you recall that when you've used this in the past, when the shade is destroyed, Avalon takes some psychic damage. And
sorry.
You hear her scream as the shade begins to flicker out. And she goes, in fact, I'm going to give her a second here. She says, Pandora, my city is under attack, and you drag me here? This is not helping. Skullport is going to fall. And she flickers out of existence.
I'm about to use this damn message spell. Tell her shut the hell up.
With that,
it's like he's fucking getting hit.
The angry does have its turn now. Ark is in front of it. Ark is pretty stout. Knows that Yuan's probably the easier target to hit, but it would have to take the attack of opportunity. It is a creature of anger. I think it's going to hit. I think it's going to hit Arcanox instead. Still has advantage. Oh, it only rolled a 17 for the higher one, so no damage. It goes to wrap its hook, cleave into your collarbone with its hook, and you just dredge the anchor and catch it perfectly. As we round to you, you have this thing locked up. What do you do?
All right, well, go back to it. I am returning fire.
Yeah.
Friendly reminder, you're big and have D4s to your damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gonna swing
Big dragon energy.
Twice with those.
A 19, I think, does hit. Let me see. Yes, sir. And add a d4 to that. Fantastic. And you get, I think, one more strike.
Yeah, one more strike. And I'm gonna give him a douse. As a bonus action, I'm gonna swing with dredge.
Fuck him up, fuck him up.
Ew,
the 14 does not hit, unfortunately. The 21 does, though, so roll damage for that. And add another d4. Fantastic.
Easter famine.
Excellent, excellent. As we round, this would have been lonely, so we go back to the top of initiative with Davos. I will also say, Davos, this thing has been wailing on you. You've got a good bit of pent-up frustration against it, and you guys now outnumber it 5-1. Here's what we're going to do. Everybody roll an attack. You can choose a cantrip or a spell. If you use a spell, use the spell slot. We're going to go ahead, and since this thing just went, all of you are going to have a chance to go before it can go again. I think we're going to knock it out before you guys have that, before it has a chance to strike back. So everybody go ahead and roll for me. If you get multiple attacks, you can roll multiple times.
Roll them out for the boys.
If it matters, I'm willing to use Smite.
I don't think it'll matter.
We'll hold off on that till the end, yeah. So
Oh.
that's firebolt hits. That's a 13.
I get to
for
roll
you.
2d4 for the crit.
Shit.
Yeah, but
We're
I
All
want
the
to
just
see
damage
giving up
roll
on
is-
this dang thing.
how much.
Yeah, did we all hit?
24.
26, 27.
Both of those rapiers hit Brandon. Barbara, was that stealth attack, or was the stealth before or after you struck it?
Well, I was gonna stealth at the end. Pandora's attack, I didn't get a bonus action, so I figured I'd bonus action and then hit as I sneak through the tunnels.
Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah, you guys absolutely shred through this thing. A flurry of fire, sides, blades, everything just converges on this thing at once, and you guys skewer it. And it looks like a Kerplunk game with all the sticks running through it, with all your swords and blades stabbing.
I got the reference.
As you guys this space once again grows quiet, and all you hear is the sound of your heavy breathing. What do you guys do from here?
Well,
How long are we
Didn't
going
think
to be
I'd
big
be
like
here.
this?
One more time.
Colbrand's asking to see how long we're going to be big like this. Oh, I'll do that stuff.
Well,
It's a
I
minute.
guess it depends on if we're still considered an initiative or not, but I would retort, it only lasts about a minute, so...
Good, long enough for me to take a knee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we should stop here for at times. I guess a short rest is an hour. That's a long time to be here.
Feel like I got spell slots to keep going?
I'm running out, but I can always smack things. I have one more rage left.
Just
I
to-
do.
to
We
get out
can.
of here. I'm not
I was about to
saying-
say, if we want to get out of this area, I think that's probably a pretty solid
yeah.
way to go.
Well, and you're kind of at an impasse because you don't know what's ahead. Pandora knows how to get to Skullport, but she does not know what's along the way. So there could be other hostile creatures in front. There's always the opportunity you could run into something in the cavern. There's always the opportunity that something could have heard the combat and came to eat whatever was left over. There's several things going on.
Hey, Pandora and Art, do you think we could go back and stays with the Duragars? Where did that little fucker
Oh.
go?
That was where I was wondering. I think he stayed at the mouth of the cave.
As you guys go over to look, the Duragar is gone.
Oh, fuck.
Coward.
Anyone who wants to can make a survival check for me. And Devin, to your point there, the Duragar are several hours away. Remember that while these tunnels connecting the caves are short, you are traveling quite a while as you're going through.
As far as I can tell,
13.
that dude is Duragon. That one.
16. That one is correct. 16. Goldbrand, you go to the mouth of the cave and look. And the thing about the Underdark is there's never any rainfall that comes through. And that means that the ground is quite dry. While there's not mud, there does tend to be a bit of dust. And you can make out that it's steps. And you notice that the steps of this Duragar do not go back up north to the tunnel, but seem to snake their way southward. You follow it
That direction.
until you eventually come to what appears to be the exit of the cave.
Oh.
You can see a bit of faint light from the far side of mushrooms.
Oops.
Oh.
Exit to this section of the cave, I should
Yeah.
say. This is right.
Is this the way we're supposed to go, Pandora's?
I mean,
Pandora,
is there a way that I could tell if this was correct?
Yeah. You see several signs up ahead that indicate Skullport is in this direction. It tells you it's about another day's travel, little under.
All right, let's go this way.
Let's keep an eye out for our companion. We have a Duragar person supposedly following. It sounds like he's gone now. That came with us to see if we're actually going to free Skullport. Hopefully, we just scared him shitless.
So we have, before we proceed down there, you have three options. Do y'all want to take a rest? Do y'all want to carry on? I guess the rest option is short rest or long rest or carry on.
Well, let me ask you this: how long have we been traveling without taking a long rest? Because you said it's another day's travel. My worry now becomes exhaustion.
You have been traveling the better part of a day. You're going. It's difficult to tell time. Anyone who wants to can make. We'll say another. Actually, we'll say a general intelligence check. Just the mentality of trying to keep up with this kind of thing. Oh yeah, says Barbara. With I don't think anybody. I think one person in the party has a positive modifier, and I think it's a +1. You guys know that it is more than 12 hours, you think? It's kind of hard to say that you've been going thus far. And you know it's between 12 and 24 to get there. And there's, of course, likely to be other things along the way.
My vote is to see what's in this small next portion of the cavern, which looks at least to be slightly lit up, and see if it's defensible, and then just determine if we want to try to hang out there.
Yeah.
Push on.
So the problem with that is, while this is a map where all the caverns fit together, that is hours down the tunnel. You're looking at the last section between the Duragar and this, I think, was about 3 hours. So you're taking quite a while to travel down before you'll see anything.
Like the in-between chambers parts.
Yeah. Yeah, the tunnels are much longer than they appeared. They're all on one map for simplicity. Thank you, Matt. Thank you to Dungeon Draft for making this map possible. It was fun to scare the shit out of my friends with. Yeah, please give us money.
I still say that maybe we try to find like a more narrow spot that seems defensible. Put some torches or something up so we have some light to see out and see what we can do.
I don't know if the pillars might. Actually, those. What if the pillars are the most defensible place? We know that this is the only room within several miles in either directions. I don't think I can actually make stone walls right now, but it would be great if I could.
Yeah.
I'm just saying this might be the spot. You know, if it's just straight corridor for the rest of the way down, like at least here we can pick a section of the columns and wall ourselves in, or to strategically place ourselves. I need to see.
Right.
Those things could also come back, which might actually be kind of the funs.
The Saros one?
Yeah.
If you guys want, what would this be? A history check. Yuan can make it with advantage. Ironically enough, being the youngest person here by several years, several decades.
I might need the advantage. Where the heck is history even at? Here we go. Okay, first one's a 3. The second one's a 5.
Oh no!
Oh my god. It's another one of these kind of sessions, huh?
Yeah.
Yuan's like, none of me have ever seen these, and fuck that.
I just saw one trying to fight it, and I don't know what that was.
You know what? Anybody else for the history check before I say this?
I got a +2. I could try.
Yeah, that's probably the highest.
All right.
Big 6 energy. Pandora. You have heard of these. They are a minute. Oh, there we go. Art. Yeah. This can be fitting. Yeah. Arcanox, you fought many things on the high seas. You know that this is not of this realm, that this thing is extraplanar. You're not exactly sure where it's. Well, on a 15, you know it's from the Shadowfell. And Yuan, that rings a little bit in your ears, because the Shadowfell is the domain of the Matron of Ravens. It is where many of the souls go in the afterlife. They are not a form of undead. You do not gather that they will spring back up. With a 15, you feel comfortable that it will stay dead. Yeah. I think that's the best you can get for a 15.
We can take that. That's fine.
What? I actually have some thoughts. He looks at Yuan. You and I used to do things to make places more secure.
Tip to tip, exactly. Yes,
it is called stockings for the Uthgarts.
I believe I know what you have in mind.
I was about to say, do you remember what to do?
And as he says that, we sort of look for a spot that looks like it can be sort of entrenched, and I throw a couple of mold earths out to try and block off a 10-foot section of wall between a couple of
Roll a
pillars.
Oh,
roll-
wait a second. We need to make sure everyone wants to take a long rest before we do this.
True.
Do y'all want to
Yeah.
sleep? Because if y'all do, we'll stand up
Well,
some earthworks.
Let's determine this: rest or carry on.
Rest
Make
for
it-
sure.
Rest.
Sounds like rest.
Okay. All right. So short rest, long rest.
I think we should just sleep.
I am
Yes.
okay with either.
Ark, how you looking? How much stuff you
One
got?
one for long rest.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a long rest, just because we don't know what else there's going to be.
I'm a
I
little
like
low.
my
I would-
rest like I like my pipe.
Yeah.
And with that, make a perception check. See if you can find the most defensible position.
May I assist him?
Yeah, anybody can do this. I will tell you guys this
I
as
like
well.
perception checks.
Yeah, I will tell you guys this as well. When you're taking a long rest or even a short rest in the Underdark, there is obviously a high chance of risk that something could find you. What we're going to do is we're going to have an opportunity for everyone to make the DC for that lower to try to avoid the encounter. The 19 being our high ball, fantastic. Oh, so close.
Are we
So
doing
for a night,
watches?
It would
You
be
certainly
wise, but let's get
Yeah.
entrenched
gonna
first.
for you guys find a couple of things. First of all, you find a pretty solid portion up here at the top of the cavern where there's only two entrances, and it's a long enough tunnel where everybody can lay down and be defended in this little horseshoe-shaped area. So you guys think that that's probably your best bet as far as defensible positioning. I'm gonna scoot you guys up there just so y'all can see it, because I know it's hard to find shit in this tunnel.
Does your 10
Um,
feet have to be contiguous, Josh?
No, I could just only have 2 going at any given time, so it covers 5 feet, but I could only have 2 active cast of it.
You also, while you guys are looking for this, you find an odd necklace at the end of a silver chain. I'll drop an image of this so you guys can see it.
Goldbrand
Once they put it
pointedly
on,
looks at
pretty sure the
Dav.
party's gonna yell at me.
Goldbrand's already side-eyeing you, like,
So it's not a pearl necklace. What did you say?
Hey, come on.
Oh my goodness.
Jeez.
Insert
That-
that's bait gif right there.
Yeah.
so do we... I don't know. I don't want to pick it up.
I'd say with your perception
Goldbrand
checks,
wraps
it's
his
up
hand
here.
in a cloth and picks it up. Uses his
Okay.
bear skin to pick it up.
You gather from your perception check this didn't belong to the Sorrow Sworn. This seems like it might have been something they killed was wearing. For what that is worth.
Looks elvish.
Looks elvish. Looks
Goldbrand,
dwarven, actually.
You've
Uh,
got
th-
gauntlets on, so Goldbrand would hand it over if you asked for it.
Uh,
I'm assuming you have
yeah, you
gauntlets.
guys can look at this over the long rest if you would like. I might be able to figure out what it is. Fantastic. So our DC for the encounter is at a 16 right now. Each of you is going to have the opportunity to tell me something you do to make the place more defensible, and I will award it 1 to 3 points. However many points you get lowers that DC. So right now we're at a 16. Josh casting Molder is a very defensible thing. I would say that minuses the full 3 that he can allow. So the DC is dropped to 13. What do the rest of you do to fortify your little encampment? And actually, Pandora, I will allow you to use your perception check as your contribution. You found the best
yeah.
fortified place in. I will give you 2 points for that. If you can think of something else to earn that 3rd point, then we'll add that as well. So right now, you guys are looking at a 12.
To complete our little combo, Goldbrand's going to cast Wall of Stone. So
How long
the
does that last?
the kicker here is that if they stay up for the duration, they are permanent and cannot be dispelled. Very
Interesting.
cool,
What's the
right?
duration?
It's 10 minutes.
So they become permanent walls of stone.
So they keep their AC, their hit points, all that fun stuff. And I think where we're positioned, I'm going to be they're 10 by 10 foot panels, 6 inches thick, 10 by 10 foot panels. Each panel must be contiguous with at least one other panel, so I can stand up one in each thing. But I think I'm going to be able to stack them. so that there will be multiple.
Okay.
I think I can do like 3 walls in each of the things here.
You seal you guys in, you have no airflow, you die. No, I'm kidding. We'll say that you can adjust the height to where you leave a crack at the top or something, just to allow some type of airflow. Yeah, I'll award that the full 3 points. That's going to bring you guys down to an 8. Ark and Brandon, what do you guys think you're going to do to help fortify the encampment?
Honestly, I don't have any spells or items, so I'm gonna just do what paladins do best. I'm gonna say a huge prayer to Lathander to protect us,
Yeah, I'll give that.
or wake us up.
Yeah, I'll give
Wake
that
me up inside.
at least a point. I'm trying to decide if I want to give it 2. I'll tell you what, roll a religion check. If you roll a 15 or higher, we'll give you the 2 points. If you roll over a 20, we'll give you all 3.
13.
13. Okay, so that's going to give you a point. So that bumps it down to, I think, now 10. Excuse me. No, 3 for Josh's walls, 3 for Devin's walls. That brings you guys down to 10. 2 for Pandora to bring you down to 8. 1 for the
I have
prayer to bring you
another
down to 7.
thought for my
Yeah, go ahead,
extra
Pandora.
point. I would think that I could take like all the baubles and bells and shit that I've got on me because I'm a shiny cat crow and I collect things, little
Yeah.
cat trinkets, and I could string them up at parts of the tunnel, like leading up to our party, as like
I love that.
like a that's how you keep deer away from your plants. Is it jingles and you hear it.
Yeah. Things that make noise that'll alert you if something's out there. I'll totally award that your 3rd point. No, that sounds very good. All right, so Ben, I think you're the last one. Yeah.
That's actually what I was going to recommend, but I would say beyond that, Ark would find, like, I don't know, rocks, particularly large mushrooms, maybe abandoned barrels or chests, and use his martial experience to make barricades.
Ooh, you know what? I will totally say this is a place that the Sorrowsworn have chosen because it is a area that people travel through. So I will say, yeah, make me a. I want to do something that you're going to be solid in. Make me an athletics check. You do find plenty of barrels and crates and stuff of that nature to utilize. Right now we're at a DC 6. 27. Excellent. I'll give that the full 3 points. You guys have very well fortified this area. You feel that you are comfortably safe, that you are protected from anything that would come in, and you would know if anything came in and got close to your protected area. You guys have a DC right now of 3. I'm going to roll a D20 publicly. If it's a 3 or lower, you guys have an encounter. If not, then you guys successfully avoided an encounter in the Underdark.
Yeah.
Also, I ate a clove of garlic, just in case there's vampires.
4! By the skin of your balls, you guys barely. You actually, in fact, with that, Barbara, you hear the tinkling of your bells and stuff. And you guys don't have a visual because you've sealed yourselves in, but you hear a large creature almost, it sounds almost like a slither, like part of it is touching the ground, but you do hear the pitter-patter of feet. You guys hear it come into the chamber, and you hear it swallow the Sorrowsworn. Now the Swallowsworn. This thing has made a meal on what it found left over here after hearing the sounds of combat. After what feels like an eternity, but we'll say about 20 minutes, the beast, whatever it is, continues on its way. In fact, if anybody, I'll allow one more perception check. If anyone gets over a 20, I'll let you know which direction it heads. This way you have some peace of mind or know to be on your guard.
One person?
27.
Oh, fantastic. Barbara, not only do you determine that it goes to the northern chamber toward the Dorgar camp, you also find a dull green-black shard. It almost looks like it's a shard of glass. I will say that this is early enough in your rest that you will have time to look at both of them over this rest. Both it and the necklace. You guys also can choose to, everybody can go ahead and take their long rest. You guys have successfully made it through that. We will also say that if you guys want, you could do some of your reading to determine if you can figure out anything additional about the books that you have. Let me do one thing. Yeah. Okay. There were some pretty fucked up things that you guys could have fought here, like something up to a CR 19. So I'm glad you guys managed to not do that. Once you guys are all back up to full, there are 2 magic items that you guys found here. The first one is an Amulet of the Drunkard, which, when you drink beer, mead, ale, wine, you regain 4d4 plus 4 hit points once per day. So you can essentially make a beer a potion of greater healing. My math is correct there, which is pretty solid. It does not require attunement. And I'm going to drop this link in your inventory. If somebody would like it, now's the time to claim it.
If you want him, come and claim him.
Don't sound like we got a lot of
I'm all
drugs
attuned
here.
out. The way you said does not require attunement.
It does not require attunement. The second item that you find, Barbara. In fact, we'll say Yuan, you hold on to this one. This seems, while the Amulet of the Drunkard seemed like it was brought in from elsewhere, this seems like it was brought in with the Sorrowsworn. This is a shard of the Shadowfell, and as you hold it, you are met with visions of a mystical plane, and you recall that orrery that you saw in the Tower of Bone. You recall a landscape of shifting structures. Nothing is permanent in this place. Everything seems like through a haze and a mist. This is a place where souls that have not been promised to some greater deity go to when the Raven Queen reaps them. This particular artifact is useful for you in particular because it requires attunement by a sorcerer. Because of that, I'll say that you can read this, and if you choose to have it, you may keep it. You're the only one who can utilize it anyway. If you choose not to use it, then you can certainly choose to sell it or gift it to somebody else. While he's reading that over, does anyone want to read over any of the items that you guys have? You have Emerald Scroll, Denizens of the Circle 9, and the Queen's Binding that you guys can get more info from, as well as the Book of Vile Darkness.
Well, I'm definitely going to check out the Queen's Binding.
Yeah,
see if I can find anything else about my sworn enemies.
Yeah, I think this is an investigation check. If you'll roll that for me.
I think there was only one I could read because I didn't know the languages.
Denizens of the Circle 9. And you know what? To make this more fair, we will say that the Dragonborn had cast Comprehend Languages on all of you, but I'm going to do a slight retcon of that. I'm going to say that instead, they cast a spell that translated the book and the scroll to Common, where any of you can read any of these. Because 2 of them were in Draconic, and only 2 of you can read Draconic. That would be kind of shitty to leave everybody else out. So you can choose Emerald's Scroll, Denizens of the Circles 9, or the Queen's Binding. Arcanox read the Queen's Binding. You don't find out too much, but you do find... You know that the ritual must be performed at the Well of Dragons, and you also know that the ritual requires a massive horde. Essentially, Tiamat, you know this as a Dragonborn and as a champion of a dragon, that dragons pride themselves on their possessions. Their horde denotes status and power and wealth, just as hordes in real life do. Because of this, she will not come into this world without a massive bit of gold to mark her status among dragons. So she requires not only the ritual to be done at the Well of Dragons, but there to be a sizable horde for her to claim upon arrival. I think for an 8, that's all you're going to get. Who else wants to take some time to read? Or if you would like to do something else, you may.
I'll read some Denizens.
Sounds like there'll be some treasure.
Could be.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, Brandon, go ahead and roll an investigation check. Devin, Devin, Yuan, and Pandora, what are you guys reading? Solid.
Are there things left to read?
Guess I'm gonna read my book a little bit. I'm also going to take that item that we just got, and if you don't mind, I'm gonna try to fashion it as an ornamental piece of like gemstone on the center of that plate of armor that I'm wearing.
Oh, love it. Yeah, totally.
It's a
Devin,
bit
instead of
derivative,
reading,
but
you
okay.
could work on that thing if you if you wanted to.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. Okay. Goldbrand is
well-
gonna start. Go ahead.
In which case, make a survival check for me.
Okay.
Brandon, with a 21 investigation check, you learn a lot about fiends. You know that most do not flinch at radiant magic, that many of them are immune to fire and poison, and many of them resist the cold. You know that they're lawful and cunning, and they're not chaotic like demons, their counterparts. You know, of course, already that they respawn in the hells once you kill them. You also know that powerful fiends can conjure other devils, but this is only temporary. Only clever devils who work with mortal mystics can bind their allies to this realm. Last time you rolled this, you were able to read a bit on the Tyranny. I'll let you pick 2 fiends and to learn more about, since you rolled over a 20. If you would like to read on the Pit Fiend, the Bone Devil, the Chain Devil, if you want to just flip to the book and see what's a powerful fiend.
Yeah, we'll do one random powerful, and then was it the Bone Devil? Was the one spawned and
Bone Devil.
everything? Oh, no, that's
No.
what he spawned was a Bone Devil.
Yeah, the Pit Fiend was the one summoning things.
I'll do a Pit Fiend then.
Yeah. So the Pit Fiend, what you guys scrapped with, you know it's a pretty fucking solid motherfucker. You know that they have powerful spellcasting capabilities, that they can paralyze their foes, that they attack in a flurry of blows, 4 hits per round. Their bite, their claw, their mace, their tail, many of which deal additional poison damage or fire damage. You also know that most fiends, most upper fiends, resist magic, and so they have advantage on saving throws against such things. The last thing you're going to learn is that they are resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage from non-magical, non-silver weapons. So they have sort of an extra resistance built in. As for a random fiend, I'll go ahead. There's a picture in the book too. As for a random fiend, I think there's one in particular I'm going to show you. Where is the sub? Where's my sub? Enjoy this sad track from the one, the only, Brandon Wageman.
Hey, what is this?
This is
I see.
Tatiana's, I think.
Yeah,
Or
this
it
is what I
Sonata?
imagine Strahd plays when he's missing his girl.
I love
I
that.
see.
Fantastic. You're gonna read a little bit about the hierarchy of devils. You learn that there are 9 planes of hell, of course, and each one is ruled over by an archduke. These are exceptionally powerful fiends who are the supreme rulers of that realm. Of course, at the very bottom realm, in the first circle of hell, or in the 9th level of hell, there is what's his real name? Asmodeus? Yeah, Asmodeus is the Lord of the Hells.
Asmodeus.
Hey, calm
Exactly.
down.
The one you read about, you start reading this chapter and you read on the first level of hell. You've learned that this level is actually where Tiamat is bound in. She was cast into the hells and bound here. And this, because you can't kill a god, you have to relocate them, for lack of a better word. Because of that, and she's in, you figure she would want to be in the more powerful circles, but she's in the first level because it's the closest to the material plane. It is there where it is most accessible for her. You also read that the leader of that lair is called Zariel. They are an exceptionally powerful devil who can cast all manner of spells, even able to a legendary creature, if you will. I'm trying to read things that won't give away too much if we come to this. You also learn that they're capable of regenerating as well as blinding and deafening their targets. Exceptionally powerful casters. And you know what? There's a picture in this book as well. Let me get to that. Y'all might recognize this image because she's actually on the cover of one of the books.
Isn't that the on the cover? What is it, Avernus?
Yeah, Descent into Avernus. Avernus is the name of the first level of hell. and that is her kingdom. Fantastic.
That's Zoro-io.
Zariel, but yeah.
Yeah. What was it?
Zariel?
Zariel.
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 Zariel. I think that might be right. I don't
It
know.
is
Or at least
Zariel.
that's what Baldur's Gate tells me.
Fantastic. Devin, you rolled a survival check. A 14 is a little lower than I was hoping for, but this is a relatively simple
What if I
creation.
guidance myself?
We'll allow it. And you just needed the 1 to get you to 15 for what I was thinking. So you guys watch as Goldbrand takes the bullet plate. And how do you have to make holes into it to attach the straps. How do you choose to do that, Devin?
So actually, I think for this go round, we'll take the he'll take the bullet plate out. He'll take out his dagger, his razor claw dagger.
Oh, very nice.
And because I have a belt of giant strength, so my strength is technically a 23, and I like to think he just puts the dagger in the right places. It either takes a rock or maybe just uses his fist and literally hammers out like holes into it to make enough room to run the leather or the bear skin or whatever he's going to run through it.
Yeah, what kind of material are you thinking for that? We'll say you have whatever you want on you. But...
Yeah, I was thinking it's probably mostly leather strips. If he had chains, that would be even cooler. But I don't think we would have any in their ropes. Is not quite right, but I think he would use leather straps, or he might build it into the bear cloak itself, the bear skin itself. And like, I could imagine he eventually ends up with, not only a pauldron to cover his shoulder, but it's one of those goofy looking ones that comes up big and tall over his shoulder.
That protects your neck, Devin, which is what this whole argument was over. Okay.
And
I got some used guitar strings if you want to use those.
That's actually neat as fuck. Sure. I love that.
Fantastic. Goldbrand now has a bullet plate on his shoulder. This is going to give him a +1 to AC. On the other shoulder, he has the bear head of the bear cloak that he has, so he has some symmetry now. I will tell you guys, I debated on allowing all of you to use this, but decided against it for two reasons. The first being that Goldbrand has the lowest AC aside from Pandora. Or no, I think you have the lowest. You're tied with Z right now, and now you'll be tied with Pandora. And for a frontliner, you kind of want them to have a little extra oomph. The reason I'm not allowing most of you to do this, because it's going to be either probably a heavy armor, or heavy or medium armor, which some of you can't attune to, and some of you already have your shoulder armored, so it wouldn't actually provide any extra protection, for lack of a better word. But this does give Goldbrand a little extra oomph. If you will modify your armor and just add 1 bonus to your AC.
I see the customized thing.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? I can make an item for it later too. We do have 2 bullet plates left. I'm sure we can find other uses for them besides armor, but I wanted to verbalize that so y'all knew there's more loot in there to craft things with if you want.
Sure.
And Yuan, I'm sure I'll have more guitar strings, so you don't have to be too jealous.
Barbara and Yuan, what do you guys choose to read or do over your time?
I feel like instead of reading something, I would, because I've got sending back, right? That's
yes.
At this point, I would just send a message to Avalon to let her know that we're on the way. Hold on just a little bit longer.
Her voice comes back to you. Good. We're running low on morale and men here. The spiders are just pouring in, and they're not even just spiders anymore. There's demons that the Spider Queen must be sending as well. Things that we're not used to fighting up against. Things that are so unfamiliar that we're at a very large disadvantage.
Well,
we are wearing thin and doing our best. Please hurry. I love you.
Oh, dang.
Fantastic. Barbara, do you choose to do any reading over your time? Because that would just take a second.
No, that's all. Unless I brought any maps with me to kind of do any prep work, I'm not really interested in any of the reading.
You know what? Yeah, I'll allow. Make a survival check to try to read this map for me.
Oh boy.
You get over a 10, you'll get something. Get over a 15, you'll get something nice. A
Wow,
10.
I got a
Okay.
10.
You are able to tell from the map that you pretty much have only one more large chamber before you get to Skullport. You are most of the way there. You've got a lot of time to burn in tunnels, but you gather that unless you encounter something in the tunnels themselves, that you are almost in the home stretch.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Yuan, what do you choose to do during your downtime?
I'm gonna read that book, man.
The Book of Vile
I
Darkness?
told you I was
Okay.
gonna try to put the stone sort of in my armor to make it
Yeah.
but otherwise, yeah, I'm reading the book.
I'll tell you what, the stone we will say takes an hour to fashion it. So I'll give you 3 hours, because you do have to sleep during this long rest. So that brings you up to a total of 11 hours. Make a investigation check? Yeah, investigation check.
Okay. Not great.
A 10. You unfortunately don't learn much more than you did. You're putting together a little more of it in the regard that you know this is put together by multiple people. Some of them are spells. Some of the pages are on different types of necromancy, different creatures that are useful for necromancy, and you don't draw too much from it. You get the impression that if you were to dig a little deeper, that you could tap into some of these spells. But regardless, after the long rest, you are going to take a total of 9 points of psychic damage.
Damn.
And again, this isn't something that happens all at once as you close the book. You just wear down a little bit over time. You feel your eyes sink in. You feel your skin almost becomes a little more sallow. You're having adverse effects on your body just reading and processing this book. And I'll say that you read this up, the last time you read this book was the night before. Most of those symptoms, the dry eyes, the dry mouth, those haven't really gone away. Those are lingering effects. With that, I think that is everybody doing at least something. Yeah. So with that, you guys wake up the next morning. You believe it's morning. You can't tell, of course, because you gather somewhere between 200 and 300 feet under the surface of the earth. How do you guys choose to get out of the fortress that you've made yourselves?
Karate chop.
I've actually made a little diagram of how I envisioned he laid the walls. If you look at the map, you can see they're zigzagged. They're offset.
Yeah.
He leaves enough gap for you to like put your back up against the wall and shimmy past the wall. But then you have to walk to the end of the other wall and repeat. So it's almost like
So
a
from
maze
the
to
angles,
get
it
out.
looks like it's a solid wall of stone. But
Well, and knowing that he was doing that, I probably would have thrown like the mold earth between a couple of them on each side, so it looks like a
Yeah.
dead end if you get too far, because I could dispel that easily.
yeah, that's good. Okay, I was about to say, I wouldn't have given you 3 points if you're staggering, but that's okay. We are going to continue. You guys pack up your gear for the day, arm yourselves, re-don your armor, and head to the south. I'm going to move all of you guys real quick just to get you in the right spot. You guys are all now in the southernmost chamber. Make sure you update your tokens hit points to full. What an eerie and creepy song to come back to the adventure on. Perfect. As you guys make your way down this tunnel, it takes you several hours. You would gather it's probably the better part of 4 hours to get to where you are now. You begin to see the mushrooms again. You begin to have a little bit of light around you.
Good news, everyone.
And I'm sorry?
Oh, I was just saying, good news, everyone. I like
Good news!
mushroom lights.
You guys all make your way to where, Barbara, you feel like you're getting close to that other chamber. Everyone make a perception check for me.
Oh, yeah, I love
15's good. 24 is very good. 27 is very good. With a 27, you're good. I don't know if you're going to be able to beat that. I think Pandora has the highest murder.
Goldbrand actually
Oh, yeah.
does.
Oh no, Goldbrand does have a plus 10. You're right. That's right. He does have the highest passive perception. That is correct. Barbara just has the advantage because she can't roll low. You guys carry on for quite a bit. And Barbara, with that exceptionally high score, you needed a 25.
Hey.
So you just barely passed the threshold. You hear a bit of chatter coming from up ahead. I'm going to move you guys into the mouth of this tunnel. And you even spot a figure, an armored figure, up ahead.
It's moving. What?
It is. Yeah, these are animated tokens, because there are some that are like that. You hear it talking to another figure, and it's saying, I don't know how much longer we can go on. If we're going to lose more people, we should head back to the surface. And you hear another voice say, to go back up now would forfeit everything we've worked for. To do that would make the sacrifices our allies made useless. Another voice chimes in, the reward will be well worth the wait. We have to keep going. We can't turn back now. And another one, a fourth voice, says, I mean, at least take some time to patch up. I don't know if I can keep going like this. And you gather that you've come across another adventuring party.
Oh.
They have not noticed you guys, because your perception score was so high, they don't even have the opportunity to try to find you guys. What do you guys choose to do?
Jump them. No, sorry.
Yeah.
That's my
Kill them
gut
and take their
instinct as
stuff.
a rogue.
Barbara's really bringing that chaos to the chaotic neutral.
Well, it sounds like they need a rest, and we've had a rest. We could just kill them all now and take their stuff.
Could be,
Yeah,
yeah.
I like the way he's thinking.
Or
Actually, so for the record, Devin doesn't think this is a good idea, but Goldbrand is not at all opposed to the idea.
they might know something about the attacks at Skullport, be able to help us.
Yeah, I think we should talk to him, but ready our weapons, because I don't know. I don't trust nobody.
Sounded like we outnumbered them 5-4, and they're weakened.
We have to be careful with those. I agree with be ready to fight, but maybe not open up with a threat.
Right.
We might can just pass by them. Leave them to sleep.
Stealth?
Looks like a narrow tunnel, question mark. Might be hard to get past them.
Were you suggesting stealth, or just like, hey, don't mind us, just passing through, leave us alone?
Leave us alone, we'll leave you alone.
You can tell that as you get closer, the chamber does open up, but it is narrow up until you get to that.
Do they have any iconography on?
Well, with a 27, yeah, actually, let me check my notes. You notice that the only one that you can really see, I think there's actually two you can see.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you see one that looks to be a cleric, one that appears to be a paladin. I'm on the wrong page because I'm on required reading. You get in here. You see the cleric has an emblem of Tyr. And the knight actually does not have an emblem. She does not appear to be a paladin, more of a fighter. My bad. That was my fault.
That is one of your good aligned gods. On that one standing there, right, Devils?
History check.
You know, I'll allow you to know this offhand because you are a holy person. You know that Tyr is a good god. Tyr is the
god of justice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a Norse god that Forgotten Realms sort of adopted, as they have with many gods. You know that Tyr, the Dawnfather, Helm are all good aligned gods that fight for justice, fight for what's right. So you gather that this is a good aligned individual.
So we'll leave them alone.
They have a white mage instead of a black mage. I agree. Move along, keep moving.
Yep.
All right.
Just meowdy.
So
I guess someone needs to say anything.
I was about to say, Goldbrand, Davos, and Ark should go up front, and then Yuan and Pandora, you guys kind of stand behind us in the back line. So like, Davos, Goldbrand, and Ark, like, you know, shoulder to shoulder in the front, you two standing behind us, and then Goldbrand can be loud if we want to be loud, and do his, maybe he'll start with witness and say something. Nah.
Do we want to scare the shit out of him?
Nah, I think it's better for you.
If I heard witness.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
I can.
Nah, I think it's better to let Davos hail them. If we're going for like, leave us alone, we'll leave you alone, just let us pass through kind of thing.
Right.
Maybe open up with, don't let us scare you. Just a suggestion.
Be not afraid.
Who chooses to take the spearhead on this?
Yes, I'll do it as Davos.
Okay. Are you trying to remain hidden until you get up there, or are you...
Yes, let my voice be the first that they hear, but we'll be walking up as I'm talking.
As you say your first greeting, they do stiffen a bit, and sort of you hear some shuffling as they appear to gather up in that vicinity, just to be ready for whatever is coming. What do you say to them?
Halt, adventurers. Me and my party mean you no harm. We see you're weakened. We're just looking to pass through. Leave us alone, and you won't die.
The cleric is going to make a check. Well, actually, no. The same respect that I gave you, I will give to her. She recognizes the emblem. Oh, keep shuffling around. Let me move you up a little
Trying
bit.
to rearrange everyone. Where did Goldbrand go? Did he die?
I think you died. I think we
You
both tried to
yeeted him
move
off
you at
the
same
map, bro.
time.
I was about to say, which direction did he go?
Down and to the right, he's gone.
Okay, I'll pull another one.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. The cleric recognizes the symbol and also makes her way over, or starts to before the mage, the drow, here at the front of the party, will say to them, Denica, hold your post. This might be a distraction. He, going to...
You don't fucking say.
Where are you headed? Says the mage.
None of your fucking business, though.
Through this chamber.
And to what end?
The end.
What?
We're trying to leave this forsaken place.
To your mama's
Right.
house.
I almost died back there.
The dwarf will speak up. If you're wishing to leave this place, laddie, you're heading the wrong way. You're descending deeper into the Underdark.
We know where we are
What?
going. It's none of your business.
Can I insight check that?
The dwarf? Yeah.
Because I thought...
I mean, he's probably right there.
You-
We
well,
probably
you-
have to descend more.
Yeah,
to
you
get
guys,
to-
you are heading deeper into the Underdark to get to Skullport, because you started on the surface.
Okay. Well, then I
I'll
guess...
roll a dice, because I have to roll either way. Oh, but if I roll it here, y'all are going to see it. Oh, 1! Okay. You gather that he's telling the truth. Going down, the direction you're headed is deeper into the Underdark. Where you're coming from, you're sort of going down a slope. The
You know what?
night...
I'm going to trust this guy.
Yeah, we know where we are going. It's none of your business. We just want to pass through.
The knight will speak up. We mean no offense, but if you could be meaning us harm. You could be cooperating with that bitch, the Spider Queen. We don't know who you are or why you're here, and we can't trust you. We do not wish to fight,
We're
but
actually
knowing your intentions would clear all of our consciences.
We're headed to Skullport to fight the entourage of spiders we presume made by the Spider Queen.
Two of them will look to each other, probably the mage and the dwarf there. The mage will speak up. And you notice at this point that he is a drow. And he says, we are no friends of Menzo Bernanze. If you are against her, then you might pass. But please, I must plead with you. The cleric speaks up. We have been absolutely we have been sundered by our foes. We have tried to alleviate the spiders that infest these tunnels, but they never seem to end. We are weak. Could you perhaps And she hesitates a bit before looking again at the sign of the Dawnfather on your amulet. Could you perhaps provide us some protection while we rest? And some knowledge of what lies where you have been?
I would tell them the foes we fought. They looking for a long rest, I guess, the equivalent.
You tell them that the Saurusworn have been slain, and that beyond that are the Dorgar, and beyond that there are the monsters that you slain. The dwarf nods his head, and he is not a gray dwarf, but he taps his coin purse and says, "I know how we can make passage through there. I do not believe they'll give us too much trouble, and if the chamber ahead is clear, that might provide us some opportunity to rest." The cleric will speak up. "Yes, but if something catches us in between or while we're there before we can recover, I don't know if we'll make it." And you, looking them over, they are all pretty beaten. You would gather that they're all I'll say most of them are under 25%. A couple of them probably are closer to half, but all of them are at least bloody. You see another figure that speaks up, a druid off to the side. And you gather that the druid and the cleric are there because they are keeping an eye on other tunnels. But they are obviously distracted because of the conversation. The druid will speak up. "Sidal, I think that... I don't know if we can trust them to keep an eye on us." He kind of makes a shifty glance toward Pandora. They could be cutthroats, want nothing more than what we have. Sidal will spit back. "We don't have a lot of options at the time. Please, would you consider watching over us, even if for an hour, just allowing us to catch our breath and mend our wounds in peace?"
I don't know if I want to help these guys. They just disrespected the Queen of Skullport, so
We can-
I
look at-
got better
We can
things
make
to
them
do.
right. We can make them right,
We
Pandora,
can
if
make
they
them
want to be
right.
right.
Oh, I look at Pandora and I'm like, I don't know. It feels like they nailed you, so that might be all right.
But just as you guys can sort of tell what class, quote unquote, they are, they can sort of size up that you're a rogue.
Do we have... Actually,
I
I
would-
want to
They know that
sneak...
Skullport is down here. They know that the Den of
Okay.
Thieves is not far.
I want to try to do this a sneakier way. How much gold are you going to give the Duergar?
The dwarf kind of clutches his coin purse. "Enough?" "It is not my first dealing with the Duergar, son."
I
I
would
was
say
trying
that
to
their
size
mage
them
was
up.
right.
Do
You
they have
can't
as
trust
many-
us
Does anyone
to
have...
watch you for 8 hours. I would say you have 1 hour. I'll give them the Song of Rest boost,
Okay.
and I will see where they are at the end of the hour and give them a potential mass cure wounds if needed.
Well, I was about to say, maybe we distribute our cure wounds to them instead, because I think we all should have the most first level spell slots than anything else. But maybe your
I was-
Song of Rest will do a big,
That's why I was
a
gonna
big
wait
chunk.
and see. 1 hour with my. I'm trying to find it. What it gives them? Is it an extra D10?
Goldbrand stands menacingly with his scythe draped over his shoulder, because I just want to verbalize he doesn't trust them. He doesn't like this, but he's going to help with cure wounds later if they need it.
Yeah, they'll just-
Extra
I
one
don't know. I
D10.
feel like we're wasting time with them. Honestly, I'm in a hurry.
Sounds like we have 2 for and 1 against. You won, Arcanox. Where do we stand?
I'm a Pandora on this one.
You won. You're the tiebreaker.
Oh
What would
man.
Bergen do?
As much
That's
as
what I
I,
thought earlier.
as,
We all need
as much as I
WWB.
want to
dude.
be, like I want to be evil, because I don't know. Yuan's
I'll
kind of
say
sassy,
if
but
we
I think-
choose not to stay,
We could
then
do
I
the
would
cure
still
wounds.
cast the cure wounds.
Yeah.
And be on our way.
I think I'm gonna vote to stay. First off, it's mostly a resource thing, though. It's that I don't want you wasting spell slots on these people when we could be using them for other things. When you have passive things you could use instead. I will look at you and say though, I don't think it's a good idea for you to be casting spells on people we don't know. I recommend that you save those resources and use anything that might not come in handy for us later. The song, sure, use it if you want.
I get
I think that
every
might be all they
short
get.
I agree. Try to conserve our resources.
Yeah, see where they are at the end of the rest, and we'll go from there.
Well, Coleman's
They get an extra 1d10.
They ask you to come into the chamber. They point out the druid will. There's 5 chambers in here. If you could take a watch at each of them, just to help us keep an eye out. We've encountered several things already. Up here that was swarming with parasites, spiders by the drove.
I don't like
I would
to
hate to
suddenly
think-
become a protect the NPC's mission. I'm scared.
Yeah,
I'm not about it.
Oh no, Devin has to have
I
a
want
con-
to pilfer them if I get a chance. If Pandora sees a chance
Yeah.
to pilfer their goods, I'm taking
yeah.
it.
If they fall,
I'm
loving
grumpy
them.
that y'all made me stay, so I'm gonna make it worth my while.
Goldburn wants to suss
I'm with
them
you as well.
out while he's looming. Wants to suss them out and see if he can get a gauge on how experienced they might be.
Yeah,
I think his
maybe-
first
And
thought
any
is,
more
how many more magical items do they have than me, or not?
Hmm.
That
and
would
I'll
be
say
his.
more info on the paths ahead, monster-wise, if they can give us any of that.
Yeah, make an insight check, Devin, to try to determine their experience level. We'll start with that. 17. You look at them, you don't gauge that any of their gear is magical. Their weapons, their armor, all of it appears to be mundane. Getting a gauge on their level is harder. They all look fairly experienced, and now that you're a little closer, you can see some details that you couldn't from the tunnel. And in fact, some of them will speak to you. The knight will extend a hand to you, not even a shake, but just like a fist, and goes, "Hira
Thank-
of Neverwinter, thank you for your guidance."
Go on, shrugs. Don't thank me yet. Just make sure we're all still alive at the end of your little nap.
Ooh, shit.
Goldburn's gonna
Goes
sit on his
up.
ass while he looks down this tunnel, scythe like across his knees.
She takes off her helmet. Dark skin, long curly hair, and she uses it actually to scoop up some water and like pour it down a little bit down the back of her neck. She goes, "I'm not used to napping alone." The dwarf, the dwarf will ask. He'll ask Pandora actually. He goes, "I know that we are uneasy allies at best, but I am genuinely curious. Where are you headed? This place is a madhouse. To go deeper was certain death."
I told you I'm the queen of Skullport, and obviously there's chaos about.
Did you
So,
say that earlier? Because I didn't know if you verbalized that.
I mean, I might as well, because Pandora would have been
Okay.
very offended that she was talked to that way.
If you say that, his eyes shoot up a bit, and he kind of shoots an eye to the I forget which one was suspicious of you, but he shoots an eye to that individual and goes, "The Queen of Skullport. That is did not know we are in the presence of royalty." He gives like a little half sarcastic nod of his head. While he's doing that, the mage, actually the druid, will continue to point out, "There's another 2 tunnels to the north. If you can help us keep an eye out, I'd appreciate it."
Grumble, grumble.
I'm gonna look at them for a second and say, "Are you suggesting that each of us individually split up and keep an eye on these tunnels while you sit in the center here and rest on your own?"
The
Absolutely.
mage will look at you and goes, "Trust me, if I was suspicious of you, I would rather roll bunched up together. I'm sure you could understand."
Bro, these people
And-
are pissing me off.
And while I do understand that, I would feel more comfortable if one of each of you might accompany us, even if not directly in the passageway, to keep an eye as well.
The cleric, I think, will nod and say, "That does seem agreeable, Carrick. Perhaps pair off in groups. And this way they have peace of mind. We all have an eye on them, and we can all keep an eye on the tunnels together." With that, he sort of shifts. And he's positioned by one of the tunnels. she positions up by one of the tunnels to the north. The druid shifts a little bit to position here. The dwarf positions here to look at the tunnel down this way.
Dark elf?
I got dibs on cleric.
The dark elf positions over here, and the drow positions over here. They're staying where they are on the map, but they are looking down that tunnel. You gather they don't want to be right at the mouth of it, but they'll be able to keep an eye on things. Goldbrand's already paired off with the knight. Brandon said the cleric.
You said the dark elf's name is Carrick?
No, Carrick is the dwarf.
Okay.
The dwarf, and they'll introduce themselves. The knight is Kira of Neverwinter. The cleric up here is Denica, the Just. The male drow wizard is Sidal. The elven druid is Loran. And then the dwarven barbarian is Carrick.
Bunch of stupid names.
Fine. I want the wizard. See if I can learn anything while we're hanging out.
You're trying to make fun of them, but I made those names up, so that's an insult to me. What was that, Josh?
I want the wizard so I can see if I can learn anything while we're hanging out.
Yeah. Barbara, Ben, who do you choose to pair up with?
Can I?
I want the dwarf.
Hide
That'd be funny.
I just want to hide in the tunnel.
You certainly can
I
choose.
want to stealth out of here. I don't want to be with these people. I don't trust them.
Honestly, though, that seems smart. You go off by yourself and stealth into something so that they think that tunnel's unguarded or something. Something might try to sneak past you, and you don't have to worry about hanging out with anybody.
Yeah, I just want to roll my stealthy stealth and just poof out of existence.
There's sort of a couple of areas down here that you could sort of hide from them and sort of keep an eye on the tunnel. I'll let you choose that. Ben, I'll position you up here between these two. This way you all feel like you're, 25, pretty solid. I will roll some dice. I'll roll physical dice because if I roll...
And we'll just stick with the standard caw if we see anything.
We also have
you
the
say
rings
that out
now,
loud,
right?
and
Here,
the
let us
cleric goes,
talk.
you could just say, I see something. You don't have to make it. There's not birds down here. I don't know exactly what they teach you at the Dawn Father School. I'm going to roll some things. And that 20. We'll say that's for the knight. I'm not certain what her modifier is. I'll have to look in just a second. Let me see if anybody else rolls high. 17.
Are we to roll perceptions as well?
4. I was going to say none of them see Barbara, but I do need all of you to roll perception checks. And they chat you up a little bit as they do.
Head dice, I hope.
Head dice?
I guess that's not how that works for NPCs. Like I say, as long as they're rolling hit dice while they're chatting us up, like taking their short rest or whatever.
No, that was a check to try to see if they spotted Pandora, if any of them knew where she was. Goldbrand coming in strong. You guys chat for quite a while. All very civil stuff. They tell you a little bit about what they faced. They tell you spiders are disturbing other things. Other creatures are having to leave their dens because of the influx of spiders. And they themselves are quite vicious. I mean, the poison alone is just wreaking havoc on us. We barely got out of there, and I'll say this is the cleric talking to Davos, and one of us didn't make it. I apologize if we're a little on edge, but we just don't want to lose anybody else down here.
I would ask where they're headed. Are they just running from Skullport? Because it seemed like you guys had a mission.
She'll say, we were trying to find something. There's supposed to be an old ruin down here, ancient sword that we can sell for a ton of gold. Nothing that I think is worth our lives, though. And honestly, even after we patch up, I'm going to try to convince them to go out. But we should be heading to the surface. Things are erratic right now. We can come back when all of this settles down and try to find whatever it is that Sidal wants. While that's going on, the dwarf will sort of size you up, Ark, and go, "Hi, I've seen many a dragonborn in my time, but none quite as brilliant as you." And he's sort of, I guess he won't tap your scales, but he'll sort of nod his head at your unusual complexion.
I was gonna say something, but would Ark even be aware that he's the only Ruby Dragonborn?
Yeah, you know that the ruby and the platinum dragonborns are not natural. That's sort of your distinguishing mark as a champion. He doesn't seem to know that, but he just knows that you don't look like any dragonborn he's ever seen.
Well, with that, I tell him about Sardior the Ruby Dragon and a little bit about where the Dragonborn come from, etc., etc. Kind of flex being the champion of Sardior a little bit.
He'll nod as he's impressed. He goes, "Hey, it is quite." In fact, roll an intimidation check for me.
Yes.
To say you're the champion of a god is a very bold statement.
So anyway, I was yelling at the blue dragon right before it killed me. Yeah, 25.
25. Oh, I need a second. While you're having that discussion, Kira, the knight that you're talking to, Goldbrand, will ask, would you do me a favor? She turns her back and pulls her hair. Could you adjust my breastplate? It's got something hit me earlier. Something hit me earlier, and it's digging into my ribs. And she points to her back, and you do see that part of her breastplate is curved in and like digging into the skin a little bit.
Where's my lady when you need him?
Goldbrand is suspicious.
Goldbrand
is suspicious. I'm about to say Goldbrand is suspicious, but will do his best to try to fix the breastplate. I don't know that he could just bend it back out, but if all it needs is adjusting, he can do that, like a strap fixed or whatever it is.
Yeah, I'll say this is going on while the discussion with Arcanox and the dwarf are, and as he says that he's the champion, you see she kind of popped. In fact, all of them kind of like tilt their heads a little bit because that's crazy shit. And as you start to go to, she's actually, you know what? I'll fix it later, and steps away. Pandora's off by herself. The wizard, Sidal.
We're all champions.
If you say that, the cleric kind of tilts her head like, you can't be serious.
Why not?
Well,
no, I'm Arcanox.
She looks at Davos. No offense, but you don't exactly seem the type. I mean, he's fucking ruby scales and everything. He looks the part. You kind of look a little broad around the middle.
Wow.
Hey, we're the Lords of Nightstone.
Oh man, do I hear that?
I was about to ask if they were if they knew who the Lords of Nightstone.
I'll like yell a little bit of a ooh and make it echo around the chamber like ooh.
With that, Lords of Nightstone. 5 of them. You guys are pretty fucking famous. Davos. And who was it said that Lords of Nightstone? Was that you, Devin?
Arc.
Oh, that was me. That was Arcanox.
Brandon, roll an intimidation check. And I'll say, Devin, roll one more for me, since I've already had Arcanox roll one.
I like to think it's the part where Goldbrand just lifts his fist slowly. It's got the ring on it. My intimidation's not great, actually. It's awful.
But you have advantage, because you're a big boy. Davos, you got an intimidation check for me, dog?
Interesting. The Venom plate. Oh, I am wearing armor made from a green dragon, so hopefully that's scary.
That's your point. At 26.
My light of Lathander just like twinkles.
Excellent. Carrot, her eyes sort of, she's like, or excuse me, her name is Denica. No shit. Oh, and she like almost catches herself. Well, that's very impressive. I never met a champion.
From all the beer that the citizens give us when we save their lives, okay? Yeah, I partake.
She goes, well, I meant no offense. You just, usually the guys we meet down here are a little younger than that. You and that guy over there, and she sort of gestures to Goldbrand, y'all seem to be getting kind of up there.
In age?
Oh.
She was going to say something sassy, but I got to remember this is a cleric. Yeah, in age. In fact, she almost hesitates like you think she wants to say something else, but...
Sounds like Goldbrand's
That we
been-
have.
Goldbrand was
But I
old before
promise
she
you, we
was
haven't
born. It
lost
sounds
a
like.
step.
Y'all kind of talking over each other. I didn't quite hear
Sorry.
that. Brandon, what was that? It's okay.
So that we have, but I promise you, we haven't lost a step.
Good. Sidal, talking to you, Yuan, you see kind of scrunts his face. And he taps his staff and his eyes glow. And this is something that you've seen before. You've seen Sapphine cast this quite a bit. This is a detect magic. And he's looking at you and Goldbrand and Argonox and Davos. And Yuan, make me a final intimidation check.
Shine bright like a diamond.
It's kind of right though. It do be that way.
You done messed up,
At
homie.
20, fantastic.
Yuan is magic. All of Yuan lights up.
He
You
lights up my
guys-
heart every time I look at him.
Oh.
He goes, well, I must admit, I wish we were hacking as you were.
Don't you, Davos?
I'd look back and say, well, if you had been through the things we've been through, filled what we had to fill, you would probably have a lot more on you as well. So don't beat yourself up about it.
He kind of puffs his chest out. I felt my share. What had you taken down that's so impressive? You say that, and he kind of cocks his head a bit. Can't. Every man is mortal.
Yeah, this thing is not a man.
Every woman is mortal. Sorry, it's the hair.
I wonder if I would still have that. I'm not sure. But I would look him dead in the eyes and I would say, I single-handedly killed the head of an Uthgard barbarian clan. What have you done?
We took down a dragon.
Cute.
And then, in fact, one of his friends will undercut him. We'll say that
I did too, ain't that right, Goldbrand?
He, as he says that, the druid will go, "It wasn't an adult dragon, just to be clear. I don't believe in, I don't like misconstrued statements. I just want to be very upfront. It was not that impressive."
I feel like Pandora just laughing from the shadows.
Just quiet, just a random.
I'll look at him for a second and I'll say, I didn't think the scholarly sort were inclined to attempt to measure their members in front of others. I'm quite surprised.
He sort of shirks a little bit and sorry, Devin.
For some reason, I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Cat while I rubbed on the thing. Goldbrand goes, ooh.
He kind of shirks a bit.
Goldport too.
Yeah, y'all took down Xanathar, the beholder that was ruling the city, which is very impressive. He has a higher CR than quite a few dragons, I think. You guys go about the hour, and it's very much small talk like this. And all of them patch themselves up. And you guys begin to go your separate ways. They thank you for your time. And you see a couple of them are still like going through, like the cleric is re-preparing some spell components and stuff. And the knight sort of nods at you guys and like, thanks for your help. You're good to go. Well, I'll keep an eye on them until they get ready to hit the road.
Is the cleric full health?
You gather most of them are like 75%, or 75 to 100. You know, they're pretty much full. Not quite, but close.
Can Goldbrand take an insight check on the dude that's telling us goodbye just to make sure something isn't up?
Yeah. I haven't forgotten that 28% either.
17 gross.
Can I check our wallets just to make sure no one pulled any fast ones?
You check the bag of holding, and it is a little lighter, about 250 gold lighter. However, I will remind you that you guys noticed you were sort of bleeding money earlier in the dungeon.
Davos noticed earlier that it was also light.
Why
You guys
is our bag of
choose to-
holding leaking? Can I inspect it?
The thing about a bag of holding is it's kind of an extra dimensional space. I will allow you to I'll allow all of you to make an investigation check, but it's going to take a nat 20, I think, to figure this out without context.
Damn.
Did
or a
Not it.
strong
investigation?
hunch.
I have a strong
Investigation, yeah.
hunch, but I don't know where I don't know where I learned of this thing from. I don't know where the knowledge comes from. So I don't even know if that's it.
It's a loot
I mean,
goblin.
I feel like we would know it wasn't them.
Yeah, you guys, and Goldbrand, you in particular, you kept a very sharp eye out. You know that none of them went near the back or near any of your belongings. I think I'm still waiting on an investigation check from Goldbrand. You said you have a hunch.
Yeah. So my first thought a couple minutes ago was, is there a bagman in our bag of holding? Because oh shit. But I don't remember where I know what those are from, so I don't know how I got that knowledge.
I don't even know if that's canon or not.
Same.
The mind goblins.
Mind goblins.
I think it is canon. I only know this because I'm pretty sure it's in Van Richten's, and I was studying that recently.
Devin, are you gonna roll your
You said
investigation check?
it's garbage, but I will roll it if you would like.
I'll let you have an equal chance of rolling a nat 20. Okay, yeah, you don't put anything together for that yet. Kira seems like she's good to watch the rest of the party members. Three of the 5 are done and ready and ready to go. They sort of nod you on your way and thank you for your time.
Before we leave, if I want to catch Goldbrand as he walks by, and I'll say, I guess if you wanted, you could inform them about the permanent walls back there on the other part of the chamber. Tell them they could hold up there if they would like. It's a courtesy.
Away. That's several hours away.
Yeah, but it might be if it's the direction they're heading, it's a safe spot in the future.
Goldbrand will pass along that knowledge. There is a place where we raised some walls. It is like sort of like a tunnel to get in. You just zigzag back and forth.
The druid kind of squints at you and goes, "Oh, you're pretty beefy, but I could see now that you've got the mark of a druid about you. Yeah, I can patch up some holes and some gaps, and we can hunker down there if we need." You guys.
So, does Goldbrand see a tablet on him?
A tablet? No, he is not an Utgard.
I was just trying to figure out if he was the same circle or not. It's okay. Goldbrand will nod.
I didn't get that far, if I'm being honest, but I didn't take some classes.
Goldbrand will stick with old man sassy responsive. I've been through crafting since before you were born, sons. And Goldbrand will keep moving.
Do you guys... Okay, so you start to head out the chamber?
If you like that Song of Rest, check out the Fae Fighters if you live.
Love the free plug from Davos. You guys head out the tunnel, and before long, the tunnel curves and you are out of their sight. I'm going to tell you guys this, although your characters would not... Goldbrand does have an inkling of this, actually. I'm sorry, you have 28 perception. Goldbrand, you notice toward the end of your encounter that all 5 of them had a very narrow red thread that led into the water. You also notice that none of them moved very far away from the water. This thing is kind of terrifying. It is called an obelisk. It is a slime of sorts that eats memories. And when it eats memories, it gains the skills and abilities, such as detect magic, from its prey. It can also manifest parts of itself as these entities. This is would have been a decent encounter. I don't think a deadly one for you guys, but would have slowed you down quite a bit. But this thing was so intimidated by you guys for three intimidation checks over 25 that it decided not to try to fuck with you guys. What was that, Devin?
That was probably smart on this part, in my
opinion. Yeah. You think back when she was asking you to adjust her breastplate. If you would have touched that, like, you would have realized that she is not solid in the right way. She was trying to get you to make contact so she could latch onto you and grapple you. Granted, she is long dead. This is just an echo of her memory that this thing is manifesting. I am just a little disappointed.
Sus.
Yeah, you were. Well, no, she heard you guys talk about being champions and shit. She's like, oh fuck, maybe I shouldn't fuck with these guys. This I was kind of excited to pop this thing out because this is a homebrewed version of this creature, and it would make you guys forget spells and it would learn them. So it would latch on to Josh, for example, and if you failed to check for the eat memories, you would forget 1d4 spells and it would learn those spells. So I'm a little disappointed we didn't get to play with it, but we'll do that anyway.
Once again, I roll like garbage when I'm trying to do fun stuff, but then like I roll the nat 20 for intimidation to save us from that encounter randomly.
Yeah.
Freaking my character sheet's cursed and blessed.
I was considering it when Ben got the 25, and I'm like, I mean, that is pretty solid. I don't know if it's enough to. It's a predatory creature, so I wasn't quite sure about it. But the other two over 25 intimidation rolls that solidified it. So
survival of the fittest says you don't pick fights with the other strong.
You can't win. With that encounter narrowly avoided, not even narrowly, all did pretty good for that. I enjoyed the RP. We're going to go ahead and take our break. We will be back here in about 10 minutes. Let's say players be back around 11:56, 57. Sue me. 11:06, 11:07. Pardon me. And we'll pick up from there. Thank you guys very much, and we'll see you soon.
Live.
And welcome back. We are picking up with our adventurers in the Underdark, where they are continuing on their way to Skullport. You guys choose the correct tunnel as per the markings in Thieves' Cant, and begin to make your way down. And you actually come to a tunnel that has been caved in. Barbara or Pandora would know that this is the entrance to the eastern side of the city, and yet and you know that you're fairly close, but it is collapsed.
Oh. Well.
Anyone who wants to can make, let's say, a nature check, perhaps even a survival check, nature survival, before the purple worm gets you. 26. That's very solid. Goldbrain,
here, I'll counteract it for you.
There we go. Yeah.
We might have to do some earthbending things to get out of here.
With the 26, you know that this was not a natural caving. And furthermore, because you chose survival, you know that Skullport was under siege. There are multiple tunnels to get to Skullport. What they probably did was collapse perhaps all but one of them to try to keep the things from coming in. This was one of the ones they elected to destroy. You know that you could probably get through it. You're not quite sure how deep it goes, though. Or how much is collapsed, I guess would be the better way to phrase that.
Does Goldbrand think that he and Yuan could mold Earth our way through it? If we both get a 10-foot section, we could make a 40-foot bubble around us to go through.
Mold Earth is a 5-foot square, I think.
Yeah, it is 5 foot.
So that's 20 feet altogether.
I see.
Yuan, you rolled a 1. Never mind. Yuan,
it's
you don't
up to 3, isn't it? Oh, hold on, where'd it go?
I think it's
it
up
is
to
only
2.
2 at a time. Okay.
You can only have 2.
Okay.
You gather it'd be a good start. You don't know exactly how deep it goes, so it's rough to say. No one rolled high enough on a nature check to really know that for sure. But you gather, that's doable. You guys very carefully use the molder to not only clear the pathway in front of you, but also use the stone that you're melting away to build alongside the sides and reinforce the top to where it's not going to collapse on you, and make a 5-foot tunnel. Arcanox and Goldbrand have to hunch down a decent bit, but you guys are able to pass through fairly easily. Which brings us to the city of Skullport.
Yay!
We did it, Patrick.
You guys are going to be coming out from this tunnel on the far right here, on the very far right side of your map. And first things first, Pandora, your heart sinks as you emerge from the tunnel, because the city that you've called home for the last 5 years is weighed down by a sea of webs that is absolutely infested with hundreds of monstrous foes. Some appear to be nothing more than enormous spiders, while some are horrific mixes of arachnids and humanoids. And you've heard tell of driders that stalk in the Underdark, but these are nothing quite so elegant. I'm going to drop a picture so y'all can look at these while I describe them. They are kind of nasty, if I'm being honest.
Ew, driders.
What's funny is you actually don't spot any driders. I'm going to drop this. That's the bag of holding, chat. That's not what I want to do. Great. Now I have a boner. Wow. Okay. You see this long, double-jointed legs that lead up to a muscular torso with 4 long, taloned arms, broad shoulders, and a mane of thick white fur, which contrasts with the gleaming red eyes and a monstrous snarl. This is that bottom center picture. Atticus saw this while I was working on it. He goes like, "Oh, it's a spider werewolf." And now that he said that,
I was literally about to ask.
You also see another that resembles a human
werewolf.
hunched over with a massive swollen torso and 6 long legs protruding from its spine, forced to crawl around along its belly, with 6 yellow eyes flicking about in different directions. Not all of the enemies are quite so monstrous, though. You do see dozens of drow, bearing the mark of the Spider Queen, standing watch along the top of buildings in a dense wedding. Somebody will drop a token down here for me. And why don't we do a round of perception checks to see what you guys can see as you make your way into this area. 28, very solid. 26, also solid.
I like dread rolling these.
Get all the bad ones out now. That's what you gotta tell yourself. Devin?
Sorry, I was showing art stream.
Cool. Fantastic. You guys, with the 28 to 26, you see quite a bit. The first thing you see, and Pandora, you know the layout of the city very well. While those of you who have only been here a couple of times, it's kind of difficult to make out the layout and the landscape underneath the webbing. Pandora, you pick it out pretty well. You see that a thick web lies around the Warrens, with a large guard force on the higher areas. You see hundreds of people crammed into the narrow islands of the Warrens. And Barbara, you would know that the Warrens is like a series of tunnels that acts almost as an overflow for when the city floods. And it has these sort of islands of stone that are densely occupied at the moment.
I'm showing all black on the map. I don't know if you have cloud of whatever on.
Fog of War.
Are the rest of you seeing all black?
Yes.
Yeah, you got all black.
As well.
Yes, sir.
You said to drop a token, and I was like, I mean, I'll drop one on there. I don't know where you want
Right.
It's fog of
anywhere?
Well, you click in the middle, I'm like, all right, I think we should be seeing something at this point.
I'm glad to hear. I'm glad you guys told me that. I will reveal the whole map for you real quick. I'm glad. This will be quite the Narsky.
Bring it up to Davos to ruin it.
There we go. That looks better. Sorry. Yes, you guys are all coming from this far tunnel on the right. Where you wanted Davos are. Yeah, enjoy this nasty city. The air also feels stale and foul. You know that the fearsome flume, the channel of water that leads into the city, has been blocked. Because of that, all the water in here is now stagnant and putrid. It's been like this for quite a few days. You also notice that the water rise, the waterfall that runs in reverse to lift ships up and into a different tunnel, is not there, which is odd because it uses separate tunnels. It shouldn't be blocked or anything. You also notice that the skulls, the 13 skulls of Skullport, are not flying about. Oh, hello, little button. With a 20, your skin begins to crawl as you see that the ceiling of this broad cavern is absolutely teeming with movement as you take in the view of thousands of spiders who have made your home theirs. You also notice...
All right, time to burn it down.
I was thinking this game.
On the far left side, you see that the Tower of Five Woes has been made into a massive hollow of web, so dense and thick that you can't see through it to the other side. You guys see a couple of points of interest. 4 in particular. One being the Warrens, where it seems to have a large number of humanoids gathered together. Another being the Mythal, which Barbara knows is a source, what typically the 13 Skulls of Skullport are bound to. You also see Barbara's home, the Scratching Post, where Barbara runs her casino, with a heavy presence of guards. And of course, the Tower of Five Woes, which seems to have an exceptional amount of landscaping, we'll say. You guys have made it in thus far unnoticed, but it's going to be difficult to navigate around without being seen, because you're not only trying to avoid eyes, but webs. How do you guys choose to proceed?
Can't say I love what you've done with the place, Pandora.
Listen, real talk, like, between homies here, I literally just want to burn it down at this point. I'm so frustrated with these damn spiders. I feel like Samuel L. Jackson, except instead of snakes, it's spiders. Tired of these motherfucking spiders in my motherfucking Skullport.
Well, it looked better a week ago.
Try to rescue your sister and get out of here?
A week ago is accurate. Y'all were here like 7-8 days ago?
I don't...
Yeah.
That doesn't bode well. Were you all lured out of here? Because that implies... the sneaky types, the dishonorable types that don't put the scythe in their hands and go do the killing themselves.
The city
Well,
full
the
of
last
sneaky
the
types.
last time we were here, we were summoned away by the Storm King himself.
Oh fuck! Why'd
The
you say
reason
that?
that
Terrifying.
the reason they left Skullport was to notify you guys of what the Skull King, excuse me, the Storm King, although alternative enemy. Hang on, let me write that down. The is because he found the chest that Imrith left, and that is what started you all on this adventure anyway.
Mm-hmm. Still sus.
Find a leader, negotiate terms.
I don't know if that will work for these guys. I think we need to find Pandora's and work from theirs.
Avalon?
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Avalon. Goldbrand actually mixes it up.
Pandora's.
IRL. Yeah.
You know what?
Simple
I like
mistake,
to
the
think-
twins.
Goldbrand doesn't understand the concept of twins. He just thinks there's two Pandoras.
Other Pandora.
Cannon.
It's like Barry and other Barry. Thanks.
Shiny Pandora. She has pink instead of blue. It is.
You want to
How
try
do
to
we-
message your sister? Find out where she's at?
I only get one a day. I think I've already messaged her today. haven't I?
thought it was last night, technically.
Technically, yes, it was over the long rest. I will allow it to say that perhaps it refreshes on dawn. Some items are specific like that, so I'll allow it.
All right, I'm gonna message her and say that we're here. Where are you at?
It is quiet for several seconds before you hear, I'm at the Tower of Five Claws. I don't know how much longer I have. There are thousands of them. We need help.
God damn it, girl! I am the help.
You gather what she's telling you is even by very powerful adventurers, even if you were to successfully get her, getting her out alive would be tremendously difficult. You need to even the odds.
Don't the skulls do something?
The skulls are the protectors of Skullport, bound in servitude to the ruler of Skullport, but you don't see any of them. Normally they fly about the city, their green flames standing
Freaking
out in the
useless.
murky twilight.
They're fired. Fired. Do I have a way to page my sort of patron dragon? Like, is there a way I can call upon her?
I tell you what, we'll make a roll of it. It'll be a hard roll. Are you just wanting to speak with her?
Yeah, because maybe I can appeal to her if I'm just speaking to her.
Let's say roll a d20, just a flat d20, and you're going to want channeling through your bow, which has the amethyst with it. I'll say a 16 or higher.
Oh, God.
That's about a 25% chance.
That's spicy, and I haven't been rolling spicy all night. Damn.
You clutch your bow and try to reach out to her, but you do not feel any connection. While she has connected to you from time to time, she is not a deity, which might be omnipresent. You also
See if I ever help her out again.
Pandora's she's mad about this whole thing. You also know that her domain, as it were, is the Misty Forest. So she's above ground, ironically enough, at the time being. You guys have a few locations that you can explore to try to get some more information. But regardless of where you go, you have to go through. How do you guys choose to do that without being spotted?
Would I know any back alleyways? Like, particularly good back alleyways?
Where are you trying to get to? Potentially.
I
Kind of curious about these skulls. That's the only help I can think of.
Yeah, I feel like Goldberg would be like, wait a minute, Pandora's. I don't understand about your guardians. Why aren't they killing spiders?
If they're not here, then something's up, and I can't rely on them.
Should we go to the Mythal first?
It might be helpful to have them. Skullbrand looks, tries to count, only gets past 10 or 11, and he goes,
there are more spiders than starters.
Yeah. There's more spiders than I have. More spiders than I have children's. We might need some help.
Maybe by a couple.
Yeah, you guys can choose to go to the Mythal. Is that what we're deciding on?
I guess so.
Do you controls them? Like, they do what you say, right?
They should, but the fact that they're not here doing, any protecting is kind of concerning to me.
Yeah, whoever rules Skullport rules the skulls. The skulls are actually here.
Supposedly ruling.
Well, even if someone else was ruling it, you would see them. Like the skulls would still be flying around and patrolling. The fact that they're completely absent is very unusual. You would know, Pandora, that the skulls were bound here when this was still a Netherese city, and the Neth are like ancient mages that lived over 1,000 years ago. Think like Egyptians.
Floating cities.
They were exceptionally powerful. The city was destroyed once and was almost destroyed another time. The only reason it wasn't is because 13 mages stopped it. Those 13 mages became the 13 Skulls of Skullport and have been its protector ever since. Because of that, whoever is the ruler of Skullport has their loyalty. But them being gone does not bode well.
Nope.
Some powerful magic in play. The waters aren't running right. Our pets' heads are falling off.
What?
Dumb and Dumber Records.
Oh, God,
we don't got enough money to sleep. Our pets' heads are falling off. Our skulls are disappeared.
It's your city. It's up to you, Pandora's. But
I'll say one more thing. Because Davos said it by word, the water rise isn't flowing right. Barbara, that the water rise is powered by the Mythal. That is not something that somebody does. It is a natural thing that the Mythal has produced that was made by the Net. You also know that... Yeah, you rolled fairly high. Yeah, 28. You also know that the majority of people over here seem to be the citizens of Skullport.
Over on where we're at?
Over by the Warrens. So all these people in the islands are actual people. They're surrounded by a circular web with several entities on it. Spider-like, of course.
I don't like our odds here either. But I have to get to my sister most importantly. Because if anything were to happen to her, I'd be in shambles.
You have the allies in the skulls. You have the allies in the people. Those seem to be your best bets as far as where to head first. Let's make a choice.
To the magic.
Yeah, let's go for the skulls first. And we should try and be covert about it. We don't want to draw too much attention.
Of course. With that in mind, we're going to make some stealth checks. Does anybody want to do anything before we do that?
Like some pass without trace or something.
Without trace or something.
What was that, Devin? You cut out?
I said, I got you, fam, but I think Goldbrand would just give her a pointed look and then try to graciously nod. But I don't think Goldbrand could graciously nod, so it would be like a kind of jerky motion of his head.
Thank you, Devin, because the stealth check DC is incredibly high. Without pass without trace, I don't think you guys would have a good chance of it.
What?
There are thousands of spiders here, and they all have web sense. So if the web moves, they know it.
Is it? Oh.
Should we just run for it?
That sounds dangerous. I was going to ask if anyone could make us invisible, but that doesn't sound like it will help with webs. If anybody has anything else...
If the rules is written, you would still have advantage on stealth checks.
Yeah, and I can only really twin it to give it to 2 people. I can't make everybody invisible.
I could just make myself.
Best say, can we? Oh well, we need what, 5 of us though. It doesn't get more people if it's upcast.
Good question.
I don't have it.
I think
At
mine's
higher levels, you can use a spell slot. You can target additional creatures for each slot above second. So I could twin, but the question becomes, could I twin a 3rd level? Because technically twinning only works for a single target
spell. Yeah, I would say so. You would have 2 people invisible. Davos could get a 3rd. You could choose your 3 least stealthy people for what that is
like
worth.
me.
I think that would be Goldbrand, Arcanox, and you.
There's like 4 of us, I think. We're all 4 of us are bad at stealth besides Pandora.
Davos is pretty dexterous.
Good. Okay. +6.
It's not bad.
Better than any of them, I think.
I'm down with that if y'all are, to give us the advantage and the pass without a trace.
Granted, Davos, what is yours? Is it just casting do you know the spell, or do you have something that lets you turn invisible?
It's the harp that lets me cast invisibility, which is for 1 hour, a creature I touch becomes invisible. If you cast a spell or attack.
The harp lets you do that once a day, or is it like a charge thing?
That particular once a day. I can do 6 other spells once a day.
I gotcha. Okay. So 3 of you can become invisible. Goldbrand's gonna pass that trace.
Let me double check. I don't think I have any other invisible. Prestidigitation.
Having done this before with Pandora's bow, could I try to roll to see if I could also twin the spell off the harp?
Could we fly over the webs?
You could. That might not help with visibility, though.
What if? What if we all turned invisible?
I still want to go flying, honestly. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Do you think flying's? I think he has a point with trying to fly there.
Here's a question.
What if Goldbrand has to get bright to fly? He turns into constellation. He gets real bright.
What if I because I have this thing I can do where with sorcery points I can cast the darkness spell and I can see through it. What if I cast it on an object we're wearing and navigate for you? It won't really help with passing by the webs though. It'll just make us really not visible. We'll also be a darkness globe walking.
I was about to say you would have there would be an orb of noticeable magic darkness traveling through the city. That might draw some attention.
I don't know. Spiders are stupid. Are they gonna notice?
Well, it's not just spiders.
I think the invisibility play is probably the best one, and then we just try to be really careful.
Personally. I think so as well. So who 3 are getting invisible?
Goldbrand, you on?
Not Pandora.
Goldbrand, you on an arc?
So you 3 are going to roll this with advantage. I need all 5 of you to roll a stealth check. You get +10 because of your... So that's right. Make sure you've marked off this slot. Devin, you winced in a way that made me think you rolled nat 1.
Oh, thank goodness for the advantage.
I'm missing 1. Devin? There we go. Okay, so at the 23, a 28, a 35, a 28, and a 23. Very good rolls. But are they good enough? You begin to make your way through the city. Pandora leading you, which is difficult because at times she is hard to find even for you guys. You make your way under boughs of webs. Webs so dark that they block out the light from the faint torches that have been placed around this cavern. You make your way through, carefully watching each and every step, making sure you don't trip the signal that is going to set 1,000 spiders chasing after you. As you do this, Goldbrand, you are invisible, and yet so are 2 of your compatriots. Them being invisible does not mean that you can see them. And there comes a point where you and Yuan collide. Yuan starts to fall, and you catch him by the wrist half second before he lands on one of these webs. You pull him up, and you guys pass through and make your way to the mythal undetected. As you enter, we're going to shift our map here. All of you are at full health. I'm sorry?
I like that when Gomer catches him. He can't see who it is, and he thinks it's Davos, and he goes, "What about that? Now you owe me your life, Dawnbringer." He like jerks him back up.
I would just turn around. What?
I'm the one who's not invisible, you fuck.
And I, with my wrist being held, would look over and say, "Both of you shut up."
Very nice. Fantastic. You guys.
The abysmal mythal.
To the mythal, the abysmal mythal. You know, I like that. That's pretty metal.
Band name?
Make it my next band album. You are entering this place, and you see some things, but I'm going to get to that in a second. Let me also skip to the next part of this. You come to this place that is essentially an ancient temple, not worshiping gods, but worshiping magic itself. A shrine devoted to the weave that makes magic possible. Shut the fuck up. As you come in, you see that lining the entryway are several statues of Netherese leaders, rulers, the equivalent to pharaohs. You also see this large glowing orb that is embedded into the earth, which, Pandora, you have been here before, is normally brilliant as a sun, that light dazzling off of it that makes it painful to look at, and yet now is dimmed. And standing around it, you see 3 drow. As you guys come in, roll another stealth check to see if they spot you.
Yikes.
That's a 14.
Yeah.
Give me just a second. Let me roll some dice.
What are those weird pink devices in the front?
Those are the statues of the pharaohs.
Suddenly 8 mummy lords pop out in the hallway.
I knew you guys would be scared of those. I'm like, they're decoration, but it'll fuck with them.
I mean, it looks like crossbows.
As you guys, I think you're wielding like staffs. As you guys make your way forward, you can't help but get caught up in the majesty of this place. This is a place devoted to magic, and you find yourself fascinated, not quite looking where you're going, and more focused on taking in what's around you. And also, even from a mechanical standpoint, keeping an eye out for enemies or anything hostile. You are like, are these things going to come out and attack me? And as Pandora halts up front to stop where she knows she will not be seen, you collide into her. You collide into the daisy chain of people in front of you and make just enough noise to set off the guards. With that, I need everyone to roll initiative.
Hell yeah.
I did that on purpose. I wanted to fight something.
I could have planned a lot better than that.
You on quietly from the back? Fucking finally.
Witness!
Yeah.
All
Farron's
right,
also
we're
not
bringing
angry.
it down.
For real though, might as well.
That's a
Very
good point.
solid lineup of initiative rolls.
We can't let them call for help. We gotta. I think we need to be fast and violent about this.
Hit 'em
but
hard,
That's just
yeah.
my opinion.
I like it fast and hard every time.
Eh.
Be the most
All right.
efficient.
We start. Oh, they rolled well as well, but we start off strong with Pandora and Arcanox. You guys are in your hometown. You see that it has been ravaged by these fuckers. You're absolutely furious. You see these three assholes ahead who hear this commotion and look up, but you are faster than they are. What do you choose to do?
Damn right. Do you want to go first, Ben? Because I'm thinking about what I want to do.
I will also tell you, you see that these three, they're all drow, but they seem to have different equipment. This one over here seems to be a mage of sorts. She has a cloak of webs on her back, and she actually has extra eyes on the side of her head, all of them glowing red. I can show you images of these guys.
Excuse me?
Yeah, you heard me. I'll drop a picture because it's actually pretty badass.
Real
also
eyes?
see.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You also see that the middle one is a rather handsome drow man wearing what can best be described as kind of a slutty outfit. I will tell you that this is a consort, so think of like a concubine. The third one on the right side has a long black sword at his side, and his eyes seem to have like this black vein webbing that go on both sides. Here are images of your fuckeries. As we go into this, Pandora and Arcanauts, what do you choose to do?
I guess I'll go. I'm gonna shoot. Let's see. Let's see. Where am I? Hold on.
We're down here at the bottom right of the map.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I gotta do baby shark.
Do y'all see everything now?
I just see the uterus.
A
Okay.
couple of the fallopian tubes, but
Fascinating. Okay.
I'm guessing
Fallopian
those
tubes in
are
tow.
the ovaries.
God damn it. I have no one to blame but myself too, because I designed this dungeon.
Give us money.
This one that's straight ahead.
Yes.
I'm
Mr.
gonna
Slot.
I'm just gonna shoot him.
Yeah, fire away. I think you're within 120 feet.
Yeah, no, I was 80, so
Yeah.
21 to hit, and I'm gonna
20
expend a charge.
Yeah, 21 hits, fire away.
It's an extra 10.
Fantastic. That's a total of They knew you were there. So I don't think I'm gonna give you the sneak attack because they knew something was over there. They didn't see you specifically though.
As a
Wait,
side
doesn't
note, I
she-
noticed these skulls here, and I'm not appreciating those on the ground.
Yeah,
Doesn't
you
she
know,
get
Are
a
those my
swashbuckler?
minions?
you do recognize that these are the skulls of Skullport. And what's weird is normally when they die, when they're killed, they reanimate after a time. They seem to be almost disenchanted.
So there's something going on with these assholes here.
Something seems to be preventing the Mythal from doing what it's supposed to do.
So we need to kill these guys and figure that out. That's what I'm thinking.
Indeed. An arrow comes rocketing out of the corridor and actually pins the consort to the wall. Bonus action, I assume you hide.
Yep.
And then we round to Arcanauts. What you got, homie?
Oh, that was a nat 20 on that hide.
Nice. Very nice. He goes to look at what shot him, and he sees your friends, but he does not see you. You can also move if you so choose to.
I can't really see on the map, so I'll just stay right here.
You can't see on the map?
Well, I mean, I can see the map, but I can't see a lot of the map.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So I don't know what's here to hide in, per se.
Yeah, the only thing you really see right now is the statues.
I'm one with the statues.
I see what you're doing. Oh, that's Brandon. Excuse me.
Oh.
What you got, Ben?
About to go look at him, see if he sees me.
Did he die?
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure he didn't die.
I saw his thing was reconnected a minute ago. He might have lost connection for a second.
He was on mute.
I was on mute.
The bastard. That's alright. We'll allow it. What you got, homie?
Alright, my roll 20 is being stupid. I'm going to use my flying speed to move up 40 feet,
Nice.
like just straight ahead. I'm going to use a breath weapon on the drow on the left,
Fantastic.
which can get Bam.
Dex save for the drow on the left.
Why are there
Does not have-
emojis in his thing?
I was about to.
Oh,
ask.
because he can do different types, and instead of writing it out, like it would make it long if I wrote fire, poison, electric, whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit my
Dex save. Oh, she rolled. She didn't roll a 20, but she has a dirty 20, so she's only going to take half of that fire. That said, yeah. Fantastic. All right, what else you got, homie?
Let's check a range. And then I'm gonna use
Actually,
Dredge's more ability.
Your breath weapon, I think, could either be like a 15-foot cone or a 30-foot line. You could.
It was a
probably do
30-foot
both.
line.
Yeah, so you can hit the consort too. Then. Fantastic. Here we go. He is proficient in dex saving throws. He rolled a dirty 30. He is still going to take half of that. Excellent. All right. And what else you got, homie?
I'm hitting with Dredge's ranged attack for the last one.
I don't know if you're close enough. Move your token where you want to go, and we'll see. I think that's up to 30 feet, maybe? Might be less.
I gotta redo my thing, yeah.
Oh, sorry, Deb.
Yeah, you're good.
I dropped the token, and for some reason it doesn't work.
Yeah, the more for Dredge has the same range as the breath weapon line, so it's 30 feet too.
And
Did
a
he say-
16 does hit her.
Did he say he moved 40 feet? Is that what I heard earlier?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
just measured
Yeah,
it. He could get just there, and then get exactly it.
I'm gonna put him here because I'll be straight ahead.
Yeah, so he's going to pop that Dredge. She hits, that 16 hits, roll damage for Dredge.
Yeah. Sorry, my graphics card is screaming for death.
Fantastic. That's going to pop her for 13. As we round to them, actually. This is going to be a Shadow Blade. The Shadow Blade.
Oh, hey, Joey, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think it's. Yeah, you want to give me a strength save, real quick?
Oh, thank you. Yes. Yeah, that
forgot
is
about that.
not her strong suit. Huh, strong suit. What did she roll? Because I'm actually looking for something. Did she roll shitty? Oh, y'all can't see. Fuck, never mind. She rolled a 19. A natural 19, surprisingly enough. What's your DC on
Oh,
that?
yeah. It's 16. They passed.
Okay. So she takes the damage. And if we're done there, I'm going to round to these fuckers. I'm not finding the token that I want to, so I'm just going to drop one that looks similar enough. You watch as the Shadow Blade on the right begins to chant, and rising out from his own shadow is a demon, a shadow demon specifically. I'm going to pop this open.
Oh.
What was that, Devin?
You heard me. Oh, no.
This thing arises from his shadow, and if I'm not mistaken, is a large creature. No, he's only medium. And he is going to go ahead and go. He's going to fly up to you, Arcanox. Yeah, and he is going to. He's going to hit you with the claws. He does not have a high 2 hit on this, but if he does, it hurts. Let's see here. He only rolled a 13, so no, you're good. He is then going to use a bonus action to stealth, because he can do that as a bonus action because he's in dim light. Actually, no, he's close to a torch. You know what? I'll say no. Fuck that. The Shadow Blade is going to use his movement speed. He's going to line up over here. And then we come to the Arachnomancer. The Arachnomancer is going to do something kind of similar, actually. Actually, no. Yeah, she's gonna rush up. Like if more be back there, she doesn't want to be in range. I think she's gonna go over here. Yeah, she's gonna get just a little bit further back. and she's going to cast Insect Plague. The cracks beneath your feet begin to swarm with hundreds of thousands of small little spiders. This is a 20-foot cube. She's going to put it right fucking there. Make sure I'm using this right. I'm going to need you, Sir Arcanox, to make a Constitution saving throw.
Sounds good. He comes through.
18 passes her save. Solid. These spiders begin to try to like leap at you and bite, but you fly a little higher off the ground and shake them loose. This area is now swarming with these, and if you guys try to enter that space, you're going to have to deal with the same thing. You do gather that she is concentrating on that spell, however, as we round to Goldbrand.
Is going to move how many 30 feet. He can move 40 total, but when he gets to the 30-foot mark at the edge of this, he's going to activate his dragon constellation, which gives him wings.
Right, yeah.
And then he'll fly. He has to get here.
Now,
he can use the rest of his 20 feet to get here, right?
Mechanically, this specifies that it is a sphere, because the animal you can choose can be whatever. They could be locust, for example. They are spiders, but I am going to say that there is webbing that is provided with this that allows them to go up. So if you enter that space, you are still going to have to make that Constitution save for me.
I will do it. I need another space anyway. I need to use this form anyway.
I believe you pass as well. Let me confirm. Her DC is 17. Yes, you do pass. But I do need both of you to take 13 points of... Is it poison damage? Piercing damage. Yeah, 13 points of piercing damage. All right, that was your bonus action. Yes,
With my action, I will cast a third level. Let me make sure third level is right. Nope. I will cast a fourth level hold person.
Ooh, on who?
All three of them.
Oh,
That's the point of upcasting it.
I thought hold person was a third level spell.
It's a second level spell.
Is it second? Oh, okay. So what do they need to make? A wisdom save. All right, yeah. We'll start with the Shadow Blade. Wisdom save. And we'll do the Arachnomancer.
Goldbrand got spooked.
Appropriately so. Wisdom. The results are a 9, a 10, and a 4. All three of them are paralyzed.
Yeah, they are.
Can a paralyzed creature concentrate?
I'm looking at it right now. And paralyzed creature is incapacitated. Can't move or speak. Strength or it fails. Strength or dexterity saving
creature
throws.
Can't concentrate.
It can't take actions or reactions. Is the official for incapacitated.
Well, but we've looked this up before, I think. Google, can an incapacitated creature concentrate? Shit, I can barely concentrate.
I feel like the answer should be no.
I agree, yeah.
I feel like it was yes, but the answer is no, and we're all like, that doesn't make any sense.
Or it was the opposite. We looked this up the last time you used the spell.
Yeah.
The very top, like, without clicking any Google links, is concentration. Incapacitated creatures can't concentrate on spells.
I'll trust Google with my life. Fantastic. As you do this, the web of spiders that has conjured up in its place begins to fizzle out. I actually need to look. I don't think he's concentrating on this, but he summoned a demon, so I need to make sure that he still has that demon.
The demon.
And actually, pardon me, there's only a 50% chance of success. I'm going to roll a d20. If it's even, it passes. If it's odd, he fails.
Cuddle with you, demons.
Oh, yes. Okay, he failed his thing. That demon never came into existence. He actually takes 5 psychic damage for even trying to tap into the abyss. Fantastic. Oh, they got fucked. All right, excellent. Goldbrand, as you do this, you feel confident. You have control of the room. You've locked down these 3 drow. And you feel like you are in charge. until a rather large figure appears in the doorway to your right. As a Dragoloth, the werewolf spider, emerges and rushes up to you, and a second one emerges from the right. To get these lined up. These are both going to swing at you guys. They get 2 attacks. These first 2 will be to Devin.
So
a 25 and a 10.
I need to back up just a second.
Yeah.
Reading this spell, they have to be within 30 feet of each other. I can't. I'll get these 2.
Like a 30-foot spear, or?
Nah. Where'd it go? The humanoids must be within 30 feet of each other when you target them. So like when you do multiple of them.
I see.
So these 2, the left and the back, are the only 2 I can actually get with that.
Unfortunately so. Fantastic. So they are paralyzed. The one in the front is not. That does not change the status of his demon failing. That was his own failure. We must be held accountable for our failures. With that, a 25 hits a Goldbrand. I need you to take 17 slashing damage. The other one is going to start on Arcanov. Oh, actually, before I do that, a third one emerges from the back chamber. He's going to come up the side of this one. Oh, but there's only 2 of you.
But wait, there's more.
But wait, there is more. He's going to look at Goldbrand, and he's going to roar in this abyssal thing that causes your minds to ache. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me, Devin. Which is your strong suit. This should be fine.
I'll think about it.
16. Oh, that does pass the Dragoloth's DC. So you are clear of that. The other one is going to wail on Arc.
Bring it.
27 does hit. That's going to be...
Yeah.
Oh, only 7 slashing damage. As we round to Davos the Dawnbringer. You've seen Goldbrand come in and try to lock down the room, but you've seen these massive spider werewolves come out of the side. What do you choose to do?
I'm gonna cast Slow.
Yeah, get it. On who?
Solid.
It's a 40-foot cube, so I think it's up to 6 creatures. Does that mean... What is that? 40-foot...
40-foot cube, I think it's measured... It's technically measured on the edge. 40-foot cube? Oh, no. Arnar. Yeah, you can get all of them. Are you close enough to cast that in the center there? What's the range on it?
I will double check. The range is 120 feet, but I'll move if I have to.
You don't
40-foot cube up to...
Yeah, that gets all of
6 creatures.
What's the yeah, there's exactly 6 in that room right now. What do you choose to what is that saving throw?
Wisdom 18.
Wisdom 18.
Yeah, let me pull it up. Yeah, 18 wisdom save, and I was looking for what? What happens if they pass? They can make a check at the end of each term.
2 of them pass. The Arachnomancer and the... Oh, fuck. The Arachnomancer and the Dragoloth. The others have, what is it, half movement speed, only 1 action? Yeah?
Beaters have -2 AC and -2 to Dex throws, can't use reactions, and action or bonus, not both, one or the other.
Fantastic.
And some weird spell rules.
Mark your shit. Mark your concentration. That's the word I'm trying to find.
I will move up 30 feet.
Fantastic.
That
That was action, bonus action?
was my action. Bonus action, I'm gonna summon my rapier.
Very solid.
I'll put a token up.
Yeah. Excellent. As we
We keep
round
going.
to...
I did roll a concentration check. Because I got damaged, and I'm a whole person in.
You did. What did you roll?
So I rolled it twice because I thought I had advantage, but that's not the case. The dragon ability lets me treat a roll of 10 or lower as a 10. So I rolled a 15.
It treats the die value as 10, or it treats the total as 10?
Treats the die value as 10.
I see. Okay, in that case, you didn't take that much damage, correct? You took 16, so you'd be rolling a 10, so you meet. So
Yes.
you're good there.
That's one of our blows there,
as-
because it's up there.
As we round to the consort, he's actually paralyzed. He gets to make a save at the end of his turn. Yes, Devin?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
Constitution. He's proficient in that. That's a
Wisdom.
26. Wisdom. Pardon me. Thank you. $19. Does that pass your AC?
Whoa.
Or your DC, excuse me.
It does pass, but whoa.
He rolled a 17 plus 2.
You said you rolled a 16. Or excuse me, a 19. Oh, yeah. A 19?
17 plus 2. 19 total, yes. Oh, whoa is what you... I thought you meant like whoa, like W-O-W.
No.
W-O-E.
Whoa. W-O-E. Whoa. And that's just enough
So
to...
that makes it an
18.
18. Does that fail? Or does that still pass?
18 meets.
Meets. Okay. So he is not paralyzed. He is still slowed. He's wasted his turn. As we round to Yuan, bringing up the rear. Yuan, what do you do?
Hello. I'm gonna pull out an oldie but a goodie. I'm gonna scoot up a little bit, and then I'm going to. And I don't know the ruling on this. You'll have to help me. I'm gonna cast Wall of Fire. Can I curve it?
Yes, as long as they're I believe it's as long as they're contiguous. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a straight line.
I measured it, and it's 40 feet to go from right beside Goldbrand. I can show you the measurements, but to go from right beside Goldbrand here, and then back over to block this guy as well is only 45 feet.
Yeah, burn that in for me. Grab your marker and sketch that in. What's that? A dex save?
It is a dex save. We'll go ahead and cast it just so you can see everything related
So that's
to it.
2 Dracula and Arachnomancer. The Arachnomancer is paralyzed. She automatically fails. And a consort who, if Brandon has disadvantage on the save, is it slow? No.
Yeah, slow is -2 to any save, I think.
Yeah, -2.
He is proficient in dex saving throws. So if you back up to see these. The consort has a 28. He's only gonna take half. The Dragoloff has an 18. What's your save?
It is an 18.
Oh, so he meets. The other Dragoloff has a 16. So I'm
That
gonna mark
fails.
off half of 19 rounded up for the players is a 10. She is gonna take all 19.
And I'm just going to go ahead and extend it that way in a little curve because I have a little bit more to give. So essentially, I created a barrier between the left half and the right half of the battlefield.
Fantastic. Anything else for your turn, my guy? And it's only hot on one side, right? So Goldbrand doesn't need to save.
Yeah, so I get to choose what side is the affected side, and I'm going to make it like the outer, like the left half of the battlefield. The left half of that wall is scary. I'll go over there.
Gotcha. As much as I love your sexy rapier, you do have a rapier thing if you want to drop it out. Brandon, if you look under the journal tab where your tokens are, under mounts and summons, you should see one for your rapier. You're welcome to keep using the sexy rapier. I just want to present that as an option for you. And
I'm gonna still
is it
keep
the-
the label, but I'll take away the drawing.
Okay. Yuan, that's the end of your turn?
And I haven't done this in a while either. I'm feeling really nostalgic tonight. Can I use my bonus action to summon my Hound of Ill Omen?
Sure. Yeah. You can do the same thing. You can drag Kaya from that block. Does she get to attack this turn? I forget.
I actually don't remember. Do you want to do the Hellhound one? Let me check really quick. Features and traits.
Technically, she's back to the normal dog form, but you can use either one you want for later.
Hellhound.
It just says anywhere within 120 feet of you, and I think she goes on my initiative turn, so I guess you can rule that however you want. DM for
I'll
it.
let you do it now. I think I should homebrew in the future that if you summon something, you don't get to do that, just because I very quickly steamrolls, but at the same time.
Why does the
Okay.
turn order say Tabitha?
She must have been on this thing when I made it.
I can't
Because she was, I wasn't sure if you guys were going to keep her as a party member or not. Like there was
Roll
a
insight.
roll an insight check. I'll roll a check against you. No, do it.
No, just keep rubbing in that she's almost dead.
I rolled a 4.
You really want me to roll insight?
Roll an insight check.
Do it.
Oh no,
Alright, I'm
don't
pretty
do
good
this.
at insight.
I'm not very good at lying. I'm not 21 points good at lying. That is not why Tabitha's name is.
Oh.
Wait,
Oh.
that's not why. As in, that's what you
You'll
told
see.
me. No, but
That's no.
Alright.
What I lied to you just now.
gotcha.
Shit.
All right. If that
You
is the end
son
of
of
your
a bitch.
roll for Hellhound. Or for,
Yeah. Good lord, sorry. I'm not
think
used to
your
the
girl's name. Kaya.
It's been a minute. You guys can
That's
move
under your
on because I have to find the character. I think.
It's under your extras tab, I think, on the features and traits extras. While you're
Yeah,
doing
you're right.
that, you summon your Hellhound, and you guys hear a gunshot ring out throughout the chamber. I think this is going to go to the consort. Let me roll this.
I gotta roll one more time for that bite because I have advantage
Yes.
being next to Arc.
He has -2 to his AC, so 2 of these hit. Oh, I can't click the damage on the thing? That's dumb. And he takes, you watch as 3 gunshots fire out in the area, and you see that 2 of them hit this consort in the very back, in the back of the chamber, in his back. And that's going to deal 25 points of damage.
Yeah.
And you guys
What?
see a rather handsome Tabaxi man, in pirate garb, with a gun in one hand, a rapier in the other, and a devilish grin on his face. He emerges from, we're going to say, this area up here. Actually, no, he's going to come from this one over here. Or no, this was the only one that didn't have a Dracoloth. We'll put it over here.
Puss in Boots.
Puss in Boots. This is Mr. Boots to you, sir. As an apparent ally has joined the field.
Just for you, I rolled the bite. It's 11 piercing damage. As long as the 21 hits this guy.
21 definitely hits that guy.
Cool. Can you give me a strength saving throw on him?
Absolutely. They are pretty good at strength. They are essentially werewolves.
So
Not as good as I thought, though. A 17?
17 passes. You're good.
Cool. You hear this Tabaxi come out and start firing. Get the fuck out of my city, you bastards! And begins firing off at them. Pandora, you recognize this figure. As we round to your turn. He doesn't see you, because nobody sees you, but what do you do?
Well, first, I'm not going to give my location away with that nat 20 I had on stealth. Let's see. I really want to keep hitting the guy I was hitting. Let's see. Can I shoot through the wall of fire?
Yeah, it's incorporeal.
I don't know. I'm trying to think which one. A lot of these have disadvantage. Is this the only one that doesn't have a debuff on him right now?
Correct, yes.
As far as I can tell.
Yeah, the Arachnomancer is paralyzed. Everyone else is slowed except for this guy.
Okay. Because I think I'll probably want to hit him since he's not handicapped
Yeah, fuck him
right
up.
now. So.
Oh,
we're gonna...
do they get to roll for slow at the end of their turn? Is that a thing? Okay.
Yeah,
I
at
don't
the
think
end
we've rounded.
of each of their turns.
I don't think we've gotten to that point yet.
No.
I don't think so.
That was a 23.
Yeah. Oh, and
And
that's
I'm gonna pop a charge.
a fuck ton of damage.
Imagine Pandora yells out, "It's my city!"
No. Okay, so as I come out of this cat dimension to launch an arrow, oh darling, I wasn't sure you were still alive. And then I'm going to pop back into the stealthy stealth.
Fantastic. After dealing 54 points of damage for the record, an arrow flies over Goldbrand's shoulder, missing you by inches. It flies through one of the bear's eyes and out the other, and plummets into this motherfucker. It staggers him a bit, like he has to take a step back, and has done nearly half of his health in a single blow. As you say that, Pandora, Boots hears it, and his ears like perk up, and he turns, and a big grin pops over his face as he's happy for the chance to. He actually takes his hat and like bows to you, as he's always happy to fight along his leader, his captain, if you will. Speaking of, Captain Arcanox, what the fuck you got, homie?
All right, this fucking spider monster on the right.
Yeah.
Shazam, Shazam.
-2 to AC.
Well, the 31 hits it for sure. The 17 also hits it. Excellent. Yeah, roll damage for both of those. That 20. I'm gonna hit that one for you so it does the crit damage. So that's 29 points of damage, which is a solid chunk. Fantastic. You got one more swing and a bonus action, my guy.
I'm swinging again with Douse, just because fuck this guy.
Yeah, fuck him.
Bonus action, Dredge.
Oh, yeah, roll.
Oh my
Another
God.
crit. Fuck yeah, dude.
Fuck the same. Bam.
83 minus 15. I shouldn't have said that number out loud. Ignore that. Pay no attention to the man doing math behind the curtain. Fantastic. He went from pretty much full health to bloodied in a single round. You've got him fucked up. With that, though, we round to the other two. The Shadow Blade is a little annoyed that he is slowed. His movement speed is halved. He was going to try to get up to Puss in Boots, Mr. Boots, pardon me, but he cannot. And he can't get a clear shot on Arcanox either. That's annoying to him. He does have a ranged attack. Now, remind me, guys, he can do an action or a bonus action, but if he has multi-attack, for example, he could still take all of those attacks? Or does it specify not?
No, I think he can only make one
Specifies
attack.
action. I thought. Let me pull it up.
It's right up here. Well,
Regardless of the creature's
It make
abilities
more
or
than one
magical items, yeah.
yeah. So we're going to go, in that case, he is going to move towards well, yeah, he's going to move toward Puss in Boots. He's going to fire off a crossbow on him. This isn't what he... Oh, you know what? No. He's going to take the chance. Just cast a spell. Going to roll a flat d20. He needs he needs a 10 or lower, actually. What did he roll? A 7. So it does pass. He's going to cast Fairy Fire, which is going to hit all 4 of you guys. Yeah, everybody but Pandora. Do me a favor. Put a little symbol on you guys. We're going to say, let's do this one. The one that I just put on you on. You watch as this purple-black flame sparks right in front of you, Yuan, and it radiates out in a big aura. And all of you begin to glow around you. Things that hit you have advantage.
That gives him advantage. I'm going to counterspell it.
Yeah. Oh, can you see him? Yeah, you can see him.
I think it's more like, my thought was that the spell can hit me, then I can counterspell it, right? Theoretically. I don't know.
Technically, he chooses a point and it radiates out from that point. In theory, he could pick a point where he can't see you, but it radiates to you. But I would say, based on line of sight here, there is technically a statue in the way, but I would allow it.
I'm a shadow sorcerer. I don't like being lit up. Don't do it.
Yeah, yeah, burn that counter spell. Everybody can take that off of them as we round to the Arachnomancer, who's going to do the same thing. She does have Fairy Fire. She is paralyzed.
That'd be
Right,
so
she's gonna make a Wisdom save. An 8. She is still paralyzed, frozen in fear. As we round to the cause of her fear, Goldbrand.
That's this one over here, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I think instead Goldbrand is I didn't really specify how many feet off the ground he would have gotten last turn. Is it fair to say he could have gotten 5 flying? He had to fly at like an arc to get the rest.
Yeah, I'll allow it. Well, he flew an arc for sure. He's right there. Yeah, I'll allow it.
So I would like to float over top of these guys if possible to here. That's 20 feet. I only have 20 feet. If I have to fly around people, I would also try to get here.
I'll allow it.
Either one. And he's gonna, man, I wanted to help Art, but also want to swing at things. He's gonna take 2 swings on the mage.
2 swings on the mage. Okay, solid. Do it.
And I think one of these he's gonna do the thing. Oh man, both of those suck.
-2 AC.
And I'm sorry, I was doing something else. Are you hitting the Dragoloth or are you hitting the Shadow Blade?
No, I'm hitting the mage, the Shadow Blade.
Both of those miss. Oh, well, with the -2, I'm sorry, one of them does meet, technically. 15 meets.
I am
So you do do that 15?
I'm going to do my Bone Carver to it.
Wait, didn't he move? No, he did the Fairy
moved
Fire.
him back, yeah. 11 necrotic damage.
Ooh, yeah. Get him.
I'm trying. I'm working on it. I technically don't have any bonus action I could really do. Oh, I could throw a stone at him, but that wouldn't help.
You're also within melee range, so I think it would be a disadvantage.
For sure.
With that, the Dragoloths are going to get to go. 2 of them are still slowed, so they're only going to get to make 1 attack. In fact, because of positioning, this one's... Oh, but there's the Wall of Fire. Interesting. What if they run through the fire, they take that 19 damage? Is that it?
I think it's if they... I need to double check the spell. I can't remember if it's they start their turn or end their turn in it.
If they pass through it, I think they take it too. Like
I think that's what it is. I think it's if you enter the wall or if you end your turn.
Right. You know what?
It might be both. I would double check that. Like you might get popped twice for choosing to move through it.
But normally you don't get popped twice.
I think it's like the first time you enter. I think it's like the first time you enter it on your turn.
That's what it is. The first time you enter it, or if you end your turn.
He is going to. How high is this wall?
20 feet.
He's got a long jump, but it ain't that long. He will take the damage to go through. For simplicity's sake, we're just going to do that same 19.
Okay.
And he is going to position himself, I think down here. There's not really a good spot he can be where he's not in somebody's space. Put him back where he was. He's going to get up here. And he's going to go for a swipe on Kaya. Oh, he rolled low, a 13?
Let me check. What is your AC, my girl? It's a 16.
He then rolls an 18 wisdom save. So he does not hit her, but he is no longer slowed for next round, if he survives that long. The other one is going to go for a swing on Arcanox. I think that's who was hitting before. The same thing. Swing and a save. He rolled a nat 1, so no damage there. He only rolls a 10 on his save, so he does not pass. The third one...
Mediocre.
He is... I think he's going to come up here. He's not slowed, but he's also not wanting to get crispified. He's going to go for another Fairy Fire. His DC is much lower. I need Yuan, Davos, and he doesn't know Barbara's there, so Yuan, Davos, and Arcanox to make a dex save.
Okay.
Roll them dexes.
Boo.
Not rolling mine again, so add 10 to this.
I would like to make the point of order real fast for Yuan's Wall of Fire. If they start their turn within 10 feet of that side of the wall, they take the damage. So that heat radiates from that line.
Gotcha. So question,
That's what I
does
thought.
he still take it if he moves through it, he's already taken damage, or does he take it again?
He takes
I'm
it when he
talking
starts
about-
his turn, I think.
Yeah, I'm talking about the
I
guy
understand,
that just
I understand what
moved
you're
and-
saying, but if he moves through it, does he take it again, or does he just take it because he started his turn?
No. So
No,
my
he
understanding is you have to end your turn within the wall or on the other side of it in order to take it again. So I
Yes,
think it's like
that's-
if you start your turn there, you take it, but if you move through it, like as long as you're on the other side, you don't get it again.
No, I see. I think I see what he's saying. You're right. It is when they end their turn. I didn't realize that, but I wanted to point out the 10 foot. So, like, this guy's paralyzed at the end of his turn. He should have taken that damage.
And I just popped him and this one here.
Okay.
Because he started his turn there. He has to be... Well, Fairy Fire has a good range. That's a 60-foot range. Yeah, he'll move a little bit further away knowing that, feeling the heat off of it. That's 10 feet away, I think. I think that's still... Yeah, that's still within 50 feet of where he wants to cast it. All right, looking at those saves, Brandon passes. Yuan definitely fails. I think Arcanox fails as well. No, Arcanox passes. He has he meets. So you won. You were lit up. You already have the thing, so you're good. With that, we round to Davos the Dawnbringer.
Hell yeah.
What you got, homie?
I'm running up on this one that just ran through the fire.
Yeah, get him.
And I'm going to multi-attack Blade Knight Aaron Boar.
Get him.
Here's strike 1.
Through the fire and flames begins to play in the background.
That's the first damage.
Fantastic.
Here's the second. You know what? Ooh, do I think I'm going to get it or not? I'm going to Divine Smite, 2nd level.
Get him, dude.
Hell yeah, brother.
I think it's 2d8 plus 1d8 from Blade Knight Aaron Boar.
2d8 plus 1d8?
Looking at it. Where's that? 2d8 plus 1d8 for being 2nd level, so 3d8 plus 1 more d8, 4d8.
4d8. Get it, dog.
And here's the second attack.
15, excellent.
There's that
It
damage.
definitely hit.
And in bonus action, I'm going to hit with the rapier. For that
That
damage.
hits. Ooh, spicy. Yeah, he gets fucked up. He runs to the flames and then into the blades. That's your action and bonus action, so we round to the consort, who is slowed. Let's see, he has this fucker over here. Ooh. That's technically not a spell. It's an action. He wouldn't have to roll for it. Yeah. He thrusts out his hand. Oh, because he starts his turn, he is going to take that 19 points of damage. Oh no! Not Google Docs. I'm sorry.
It is the end of the turn, if that matters.
But he starts his turn within 10 feet of it, yeah?
No, it's the spell.
is.
The way the spell reads is if you move into it for the first time, or if you're in your turn within the 10 feet of the wall.
I see. I gotcha. Thank you for that. He is going to thrust out his hand toward Mr. Boots, and you watch as like a concentration of magic appears in his hand, forming a small purple ball, and then it fires out like a beam. He uses Arcane Eruption. Let's see if this hits. A 26 does hit Pib. This is 8d8 force damage, and he pushes him 10 feet back. He does 47 points of damage. You guys watch as Pib is blasted and slams into the wall. This guy, while he's dressed like a slut, is incredibly powerful. I'm going to throw that damage on him. Puss in Boots is a little over half. He's not quite bloodied, but he is not looking great. He is going to... That's all he can do for his turn. He's going to move, but he's going to make a wisdom saving throw first. And 11, he is still slowed. He is going to move a little further away from the fire to get some distance there. As we round to Yuan.
All these hoes be cast.
These hoes be cast.
Trifling.
Iconic.
Iconic hose.
Okay,
Bandit.
all right. Man, I don't know. Do I want to burn like some really high level shit right here?
Depends on how many of them you'll kill.
Not many.
You know this isn't the fight, but it's a fight.
It's certainly a fight.
We can't make it to the other fights unless we finish this one.
All good points.
If you burn down that little werewolfy thing, we can turn arc loose on literally anybody else. Can you make holes in the fire?
No, it's a wall. It's a contiguous wall. I'm trying to decide if I want to hit the guys that are on the other side of it or not. I think, you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm just going to cast a fireball, like over here.
Good old classic fireball.
Good old
Over where?
classic fireball. Like over here behind these dudes.
Yeah, okay. So pop. They both have to roll dex saves. The Dragolith is going to go first. And then the consort.
Would it be able to reach the one in front of me?
Good question. It's pretty big. How big is the area of that?
It's a 20-foot
Hold on a
radius.
Yeah.
You can get, it looks like all 4 of these fuckers.
Oh, yeah. Let me just cast it like right here in the middle then.
Burn
The
it
one, The one that's paralyzed fails.
Yeah, thank you.
Fail.
What's your DC? I think only one Dragoloff passes.
18.
14, 16, 20. Yep. And then she auto fails. What's your damage? 32. Fantastic.
Wait a minute. What did you say those were? Can I want to woe one of those. Just
14, 16, 20.
14, 16, 20. I would like to woe the 20, please. That takes a reaction, and it's been my turn since the last time I used it.
Okay, I was about to ask. Thank you.
Listen, I'm pretty sure it has. Someone correct me if I'm wrong.
I think
-5.
Right. I was trying to... -5.
Ooh.
Yeah, I get to roll a d6.
All of them.
My
fail.
boy.
Yeah. Here. Okay, so give me 1 second. I've got to do some math.
Hiding the turn tracker won't make me forget about Tabitha.
Goldbrand's like, I know you didn't think you got all of them, but wait, there's more.
Goldbrand says, whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah, whoa. Dude, I love this ability. It's so cool. I hardly ever used it. I always forgot about it. We're fixing that.
Yeah, a fucking very fire damage, I assume.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with the classic fireball.
You watch as this wall of fire right by the Mythal, there's almost like a spark of contact from this powerful source of arcane magic. Even in its dulled state, as it makes contact with the flames, there is this massive explosion, like a gas leak set free, that just blasts across the battlefield. Excellent. I don't know why Turn Tracker does that. It's stupid. Fantastic. You won. That was the end of your turn?
Yes, sir. I don't think I do
as we
anything.
round
oh, wait.
to...
Kaya gets to attack this dude.
Oh, yeah. Get him.
Extras. Let's see here.
I'll have him roll a strength save just in case he hits.
Well, let me roll again. Why does it closes the sheet every time I roll, which is annoying.
That is annoying. A 12 does not hit.
It's 18 hit.
Did she get 2 hits?
She
hits
gets
with advantage.
Yeah, with advantage.
Yeah, 18 does hit. He rolled a nat 1 on his strength save.
He's prone, baby.
So I don't know if this has anything to do with the character sheet closing, but you came through as Vikora, and it's Randy's token in roll 20.
Excellent.
Yeah, he was you on earlier. That's really funny. Interesting. Okay. Regardless, as we round to Tabitha, to the top of the round, you guys, Yuan and Pandora, you hear commotion behind you as another Dracoloth and another Drow enter the room. You guys are causing a very loud ruckus. Mr. Boots sees this, and he goes, we shouldn't waste our time with it. What we have to do is destroy the siphons. And he points behind him. You guys will see there are several of these green circles, where in the middle there is an object. These are siphons. The pillars are there normally, but the thing on top of them, the little glowing light, are siphons. These are essentially draining the power of the Mythal. This is what is preventing the water rise, what is preventing the skulls from coming back. You realize that if you can take those out, that you can reanimate the skulls and have firepower back in the city. Following his own advice, he's going to take a couple of shots at the one behind him. He'll take 2 shots at that and then 1 at the consort. All of those hit. Roll damage. Let me double check what hit points they have. Forgot to actually put them on the token. 25 hit points. Yes, this top one, up at the top of the room, shatters. And you watch as the green circle around it fades. We round to Pandora. You know you have company behind you and more incoming. What do you choose to do?
All right. There's a wall here between me and this circle, right?
Correct, yes. Yeah, you can't technically see any of them. You can maybe see this one up here. Yeah, you're already on it.
Yep, I can see that one. But freaking Slutty McGee over here, he's pretty low.
Slutty McGee, he's a little over half. He's not too fucked up.
We've got like 3 low ones.
Yeah.
That one, that one.
Two
Oh,
of the
man.
werewolf spiders are pretty fucked up. The drow aren't really that bad. This one down here is the paralyzed one is bloody, but she's not really much of a threat right now.
And I don't want. I'm kind of mad that he hit Mr. Boots.
You do what
But
you do, homie.
also, I think I'm gonna go and I'm gonna shoot this one up in the corner. How much damage did he do to the one that?
I did accidentally say it. They have 25 hit points.
Okay. I'm just trying to see if I need to. Wow, that was a nat 20 to hit that one.
You know
Listening
what?
to my boy over there.
13 plus 47 is 60. That is enough to take that out and kill the Dragoloth in front of it. You pull back and you shoot the Dragoloth, and it catches it through the throat, and he actually hurls his whole body is thrown back and crashes into this, and you watch as the light back there flickers out as he has destroyed the mythal with his sheer force. Because of that, the fairy fire fades. You are no longer fairy fire. I didn't even get to take advantage of it. Look at that.
Beautiful.
And before I poof into the cat dimension, I'm going to urge everyone to do the same.
Poof into the cat dimension? Perfect.
I'll see you there.
Maybe pop
Arcanauts.
onto one of these other. Actually, I'm going to pop over to the other side. I'm parkouring through these statues.
I like to think Scooby-Doo style. You like rock behind it, and just assume the position, and like Looney Tunes, like they just don't even see you. Granted, these are supposed to be big statues, but whatever. Fantastic.
I will remind Arcanauts he has advantage because this guy's prone now.
Yeah. Fuck him up.
Yeah, cool.
I think Pib also on his turn will dip behind this corner to get some cover. Arcanauts, what you got, homie?
Man, you know what's up.
Thanks for booms. Swing, swing, slash. Oh, another nat 20. That's your third of the night, dude. The first and the last hit.
Shazam.
Oh, you have advantage. Excuse me.
You have advantage, so roll another one of those again.
Yeah. So, if you want to roll, excellent. That's let me do this one for 22, 33.
That's 15 instead of that 12.
That 15 does hit. So roll damage for that one more time. Fantastic. Yeah, you tear through this motherfucker. You slash through him. You still have your bonus action.
Yeah, bonus action dredge. Let's see here.
Who you popping? Or what you popping?
Ooh. Yeah, killed him. I'm gonna move up. It says Davos. Hit him with a 16.
16 does hit. Yeah, 16 hits. Ooh. He would have one health left, but here's what we're gonna do. You hit him with Dredge, this massive anchor, and as he slides over into the mythal space, he is incinerated by the power of the magic in this place. You gather that this thing is not to be fucked with. Do not move in its space. With that, we round to the Arachnomancer and the Shadow Blade. The Shadow Blade is still slowed. Does he know Dispel Magic? I don't think he does. Let me look at him real quick. He does not. So in that case, what we're going to do, now that he's up and on you guys, I think he hears Pib say what he says. I also should say, I'm saying Pib. Pib is the abbreviation for Puss in Boots that they use in, what is it, Never After and D20. Highly recommend it. Great season. He's going to get in between Goldbrand and this one over here. And he's going to go with his Shadow Sword, which is a really cool fucking item. He rolled a nat 20.
So, can he reach me? I am technically 10 feet above him because I was flying. I have a range of 10 feet. Maybe I should have said that.
Well, if you're 10 feet above him, then you couldn't reach him with the thing. You have a range of 10 feet. So you can hit within 2 squares, but you're technically 3 squares above him. So would you be 5 feet above him?
Sure. Yeah, I'm 2 squares away.
Token, though,
oh, I'm legit gonna
movement
I'm
to
legit
go
gonna
up.
drop this in here. It does say reach 5 feet or range 30, 60 feet because it is a shadow blade. So like old school Legend of,
it's like a different thing.
It's like old school Legend of Zelda. He swings it and the shadow flies off the sword as a projectile. He did roll a nat 20, so he's gonna roll 14d6 plus 5. I'll repeat that. 14d6 plus 5.
Where can I learn that spell?
I ain't scared.
It's a weapon or an ability. So 17 plus 21 is 38, plus 5 is 43, plus 5 more is 48. I need you to take 48 points of damage.
Easy.
Necrotic damage, specifically. I thought this was the one that made it to where it lowers your hit point maximum, but it doesn't, so you're welcome. Because that would fucking suck. Fantastic. That's his action. We go to the Arachnomancer. Oh, I'm sorry. He gets to roll a wisdom save. Thank God. Okay, he is no longer slowed. And then the Arachnomancer is going to roll 1 to go.
Doesn't it take his... Did I best say, didn't it take his turn to do that? Didn't he take the fire damage? If he ends his turn.
Arachnomancer will. Yeah.
Okay.
It is a she. Don't misgender her.
Sorry.
What was that DC for slow? Or excuse me, for paralyzed, Skullbrand?
It was 18.
She rolled a 15. All right, she's still paralyzed. She's going to take that 19. Get on with your bad self.
Wow, stuck there and just...
She's just stuck there cooking. She's
that sucks. Goldbrand's not sorry.
Her left side is broiled. I just want to say that.
Goldbrand looks at the Dark Elf standing between him and the sigil, inclines his head to his screaming ally getting roasted alive, and then it's just going to swing on him with the scythe. 15?
Oh,
wow, another sucky roll.
You have another swing? Or bonus action?
Yeah, yeah. So I need to roll a concentration check from that earlier. I would have had to make a 24.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, that's not good.
24. Yikes.
So that's...
Oh my God.
Wow.
You needed a 19 or a 20 to get that too. I just want to point that out.
D&D, man.
Wow.
That 19 does hit for the 18 damage.
I'm not gonna bonus action because I would have to change my form, and that dragon is helping me out here.
No worries. We go to the Dragoloths. There's one down here which is going to rush up. It does not see Pandora, as nothing ever does. The other 3 are dead. So it's going to roll with its swing at Yuan. This one's not slowed, so it gets to make both of its attacks. A 22 and another nat 20. That is 18 damage for the first strike.
All right, I'm going to shield the first one. I can't shield the second one, but...
Okay. Very good call. So don't take the 18. Instead, do me a favor. Go fuck yourself. Now, 20 plus 5. I need to take 25 points of claw damage, slashing damage.
Okay.
I'm
gonna go ahead
with
and
that. Oh, we are also gonna have the.
All right, I rolled a nat 20 on my concentration check, so I'm good on the wall fire.
Yeah, the other drow is gonna come up. It's gonna go just beyond you, actually. Pandora, he technically does leave your space if you want to make a melee attack on him, but that would give away your position. So I'll leave that up to you.
No, I want to keep my. I want to stay hidden.
I figured. That's fair. The other one's going to go with a short sword attack on you. He's going to make 2 of these. A 14 and a 25. What's your AC with the shield?
On me, 25 hits, 14 does not.
Okay. This does 7 piercing damage plus 10 poison. Are you resistant to poison?
I'm actually resistant to poison damage, yes.
Okay, so you're going to take 14 total from that bug. Also, you can take off that little marker on you. You no longer are lit up. And we round to Davos. Dawnbringer, what do you got?
I'm going to run through the wall of fire.
Ha! You could Misty Step, but sure, go ahead.
Thanks, DM.
Actually, technically, rules is written. It's on that side if you end your turn there. I think you could run through it.
Thought we've been saying start of turn.
But you're on the good side. The wall of fire only emits heat on one side.
That side, but it is end of turn.
So as long as you clear that, then you're good.
Yeah, I planned one.
So technically, rules is written. The way the spell works is when you enter the wall for the first time, or if you end your turn there. So you would probably take the damage.
Okay.
Can't just walk through it. You could
not
teleport, like he said. But...
Not to Brandon this or anything, but I'm just gonna keep you honest.
Wow, called out.
Okay.
Yeah, Brandon, let's play.
I had assumed as much. All right. So I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna have to roll my con save to maintain concentration. It's not rolling it for me. Add 3 to this. I fail it, so that guy's
what were you
no longer
concentrating
slowed.
on?
That's slow on the that guy.
Makes you feeling better. You had several of them slowed to death. This one just was hanging on a little longer.
Can I rewrite I wish I would have known what you were doing. If I could rewrite history, I would tell you that I was gonna move up and take that one next, so that you didn't have to worry about it.
Take the siphon.
It was either that or the one over there.
If your
we
shadow
got
step
2, right?
Yeah, if your shadow step has big range, maybe you can take advantage of that to get up.
It has crazy range. That's why I don't know how I would have expressed that to you though. But my plan was to take that sigil next, so you didn't have to. So
if you've got crazy range, you can get to one of the further ones.
Take the other one.
Well, I think they're all. These 2 are blooped, right? It's just the bottom ones.
Yep.
I think so.
What the? Great. All right, let me take my 19 damage. All right, and I'm gonna run up and.
Technically, you get to roll a dex save to see if you take half. Just so you know.
Okay, I would love to do that.
It's just most of these guys were slowed or held, so they didn't actually get to roll for it.
Yeah. Slowed or paralyzed.
It's 10 to this, so it does a 4.
She's still cooking. Let her cook.
Pass, buddy. Sorry.
It's all good. All right, I'm gonna swing on the sigils.
Fantastic. Swing with your sword?
Yeah. 19 hit.
You do technically have to get a little closer. 19 does hit. Roll damage.
15 damage.
You watch as this orb cracks, but it's not quite fully fractured.
And a second attack.
That hits. Oh, that is just enough. You needed 25. You have 27 altogether. Yeah, you fracture that bitch. You are also at a point now where you see that there is another passageway here. And you guys reckon by parallel that there's another passageway on the opposite side. So there are more that you can't see.
And I would bonus action as I was hitting that, hit that one that Goldbrand's had paralyzed with the.
Just because fucking that bitch. You have advantage, I think.
It's an auto crit. If
auto crit. Yeah. So roll damage, and then we're just gonna double the dice. So that is looks like 4, 8, 16.
If you smite her, it will do the thing.
I don't think I could do that as a bonus action.
It doesn't cost economy to smite, I don't think.
Well, that's
but
not.
I mean, off of my.
A divine smite does not cost a bonus action. However, certain smite spells do cost bonus action.
Yes.
You could, in theory, do it off your rapier. I would allow it if you wanted to. I'll tell you, I don't think you would kill her with it. But
even if it's a
wall
double
next
dice.
to her might.
Double dice.
Oh, no, that's a fair point. I mean, she has 39 hit points. You would have to roll 20 without the double, which I think would be high unless you're using a higher spell slot for your smite.
She's still paralyzed. I'll let it go for now.
Yeah, she's going to cook there. She's probably going to fail this next save, too. Let's be real.
Let's be real.
Bitch got a +2 to a fucking wisdom save, so she's cooking. Fantastic. As we round to the consort, who is finally not slowed and infuriated that you guys have come in here and wrecked their plan, he is going to... He's got one of his homies there. Does he care?
He's gonna eat a bag of dicks.
Earlier... Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm sorry, I'm going to drop this here because it's a very particular phrasing of multi-attack. He can make 3 scimitar or arcane eruption attacks, and he can replace one of those with the use of spellcasting, meaning he can cast a leveled spell and still make 2 attacks. And I think that's exactly what it's going to do. I need Goldbrand, Arcanox, Kaya, Yuan, and Barbara to make a dexterity saving throw.
What's this for?
This is for a fireball.
Shit.
Counterspell.
I think he's going to counterspell you. Now that he has
What
reactions
He
back.
can't cast 2-leveled spells in a turn? Question mark.
Counterspell is different because it's a reaction spell. We've
Sure
talked
about
about
that?
this before.
You sure about that?
Yeah. We've talked about this. Counterspell, counterspell. We're gonna roll a die. What do we want this to be?
Ooh, make the DC crazy. Like it. I want something
19.
stupid to happen.
I think let's go with a 10. Like a 50-50 chance. If it's a 10 or lower, something happens. It's a 9. Wild magic table. Oh man. I'm gonna roll a D100. 54.
Hmm.
Oh no. I want the
Did I hear that right? I gotta roll a deck save.
yes.
Yeah.
And anyone who rolls less than an 18.
That was without my +10 modifier, by the way.
Fantastic.
Womp.
If you rolled less than an 18, you take 32 points of damage. If you rolled a 18 or higher, you take 16 points of damage. I'm trying to find the
use absorb elements.
Oh, I can't.
nice. Devin, that's a stupid spell. You should never
It
use
is
that.
a
That's
stupid
so dumb.
spell.
It's
I
a
hate
great
it.
spell.
I
love
think
it.
it's dumb. but-
I mean,
Don't laugh at me.
it's soaking up half that damage for you.
It will, yeah. For bigger attacks, I can see its usefulness.
Yeah,
What'd
you
you
know
say
what a
the damage
dragon
was for the-
breeds? Fire.
Yeah, the high
Oh
level
my God.
dragons convince me.
This is so useless. But I'm gonna roll it. Yuan, you and this guy are both immune to being intoxicated for the next 15 days.
Oh, wait a second. Somebody get me a beer so I can heal real quick.
Yeah, there you go.
How much damage
that-
was that? Was that fireball? I'm very sorry.
It was 32. Did you fail?
32.
I did fail.
So it would be 32. You halved it with absorb elements to 16.
See, thank you.
He is going to do arcane eruption next. He's going to hit 2 people. I think he's going to go for. I'm sorry. Did everyone roll their deck saves
I think so.
and get their damage and all that? Goldbrand, is that? I was about to say that's not your.
I
help.
miss. Yeah.
He
Misdid
is
the
going to. Do you need to concentrate on Wall of Fire, by the way? Is that a thing?
I do. I rolled a con save, but I don't know if a 20 is enough for 32 damage. I don't know how it works.
Oh, yeah, that does pass. It's half the
Okay,
damage you take, or 10, whichever's higher. So you would have to
Aight.
pass the 16. Seeing that you've been such a. Who cast the slow? Is that Davos?
Yes, it was.
And he can
Fletch.
see you. Yeah, so one of these is for Davos, this first one.
You son of a.
You froze him up. He's pissed at you. He only got an 18, though. He was going to throw the other one at Yuan, but I think Davos has really pissed him off. I think he's going to throw the other one there. Oh, but it's a 14! You dodge both! Okay. You watch as these purple beams, like fucking Frieza style, blast into this room, and you just narrowly fucking, sidestep around the corner to get out of the line of sight. Fantastic. It is not Pandora's turn. It is... I think
Tabitha's! Yay!
No, it's Yuan.
God damn
Hey,
it.
what's this dude? Who is that? Is that a person? Is
It's
that
a
thing?
mage
What is
that
that?
Yeah,
Goldbrand's
that's
been tangling
That's
with.
that,
yeah.
He's
spell
not a
sword.
he's a shadow blade. He's technically
Yeah,
not a
that's
mage, he's a melee person. They're all spell swords
Mm,
to a degree.
He was the one who
Alright.
just hit Goldbrand for like 50 damage.
yeah,
He
he's trying
did
to chunk.
crit, but yeah.
He trying to chunk me.
Well,
I am rising to the challenge.
I want to let Kaya move up and try to go first if I can.
Oh, did Kaya die from that 32 points? Did she make a save?
Oh, snap. Let me see. She has 60 hit points. She's golden.
This is the part where
Barbara,
I give you crap.
Barbara, did you pass or fail that save? Because you have evasion. You're only going to take half of it.
But
I
Joey likes
have.
to kill dogs
Oh.
now.
So you
Okay.
don't take
Mhm.
any damage. Fuck them dogs.
Yeah, he's fired. And you give me so much shit for fireball.
Yeah, right.
Oh, to be fair, I didn't say you guys popped out from a dungeon and this guy fireballs these 30 wolves y'all just spent an hour trying to save.
Does a 19 hit the Shadow Hoe?
I think it does. Let me see.
Shit, it better.
Yes. 19 does hit.
All right, take some damage. Make me a strength
Oh.
save.
Technically, Goldbrand is not within 5 feet. She does not get the advantage.
What you talking about? Goldbrand's within 5 feet of her.
I am 10
Goldbrand
feet
is
Yeah, but
flying
he's
in the
floating.
air.
Yeah, 10
Oh,
feet
you
away or
suck,
whatever.
Goldbrand.
Like
I
a
hate you
fucking
so much.
fairy. What a
You're the
fairy.
dumbest. You make me so mad.
I do still sort of threaten her? Question mark. She's in my range.
The dog,
All right.
no.
Take no
The
damage
way
then.
pack tactics is phrased, I do
It's
not think it
within 5 feet.
would trigger. I get your point, and I would say potentially yes, but you guys are kicking their ass, so I'm going to say no. You won.
I'm still kind of in the middle of all this stupid bull crap. I'm gonna shadow step because I can see in a straight line up to like here.
How far does your wall emit bright light?
Wall of fire?
Yeah.
Let's find out.
I was
I'm
actually
I'm certain it
curious.
does.
It
I don't know how
does.
long.
I was actually curious if light is bad for them, because Goldbrand is also bright out to 10 feet.
Oh. Technically, yes. They do have sunlight sensitivity.
Interesting.
But it specifies
It's not
sunlight.
Sunlight.
While in sunlight.
Mine's definitely not.
It doesn't actually say that the wall emits any light. It says it's opaque.
So you can't see through it, so you can't fire through it.
Whatever that means to you.
Yeah. Interesting. I mean, I say fuck that, you can see through fire, sort of. I'll allow the shadow step.
Okay. And then I'm going to cast a spell. I don't really want to use a spell slot for this, but
Firebolt that fucker.
you know what? I'm not gonna firebolt the person. I'm gonna firebolt the orb back here.
Yeah.
Yeah, get
And
it.
then you
Dude.
can throw the stone too if it's just barely hanging on. Like just fuck it up.
31 definitely hits. And with your dice, you might get it. It's cracked, but it's not
17.
destroyed. Bonus action?
I do have a bonus action because I don't have to. Can I use magic stones and then throw one of them?
Yeah,
Dude.
get it, dog.
Dude.
Magic
You
stones.
need like a 5 or a 6 question mark?
Magic stones. He needs an 8. Magic
8.
stones.
Well, I rolled a 9.
Mountain. Magic stones. Yeah, that one fractures and goes and falls to the ground. It almost looks like the what are they, drift globes? It like cracks and it falls down. It's just a cracked glass orb now. Fantastic. That's Yuan's turn. We round to Mr. Boots. He goes up to the top chamber. He's gonna fire 2 more bullets at the next one. Because there
The
are 7
next
of
one?
these. Yeah, there are
This one
7.
back
He's
here, it looks
getting
like.
the. Yes, sir. Yeah. He is. Where's his fucking character sheet? I made his character sheet 5 minutes before we started. Like I finished it like I think it was 8:45. He is going to pop it. Oh, he rolled a nat 1 in the first one. It's
Oh,
technically still a
baby.
13 though. You don't critical fail on those. And he deals exactly. I gotta show y'all this. Because that is too perfect. He rolled a nat 1 on the first hit, but it's 13, which is the AC of the drift globe, and the first 2 attacks dealt 25 damage. So that one is fractured for his 3rd attack. He makes his way down here. He's going to shoot the fucking consort again. 21 to hit the consort for 7 damage.
Get him.
And you know what? This guy's pissed him off. He's going to do his action surge. He's going to fire 3 more at him.
Yeah.
One of those misses. He gets 3 per.
How many bullets does he have in that thing? Shit.
He technically has more than 1 gun. I should narrate that he is swapping, but
Hey, you met Randy. It's fine.
Mm,
yeah.
Reload Randy.
he fires like 3 bullets into this consort after breaking that other one. He'll say, I think there are just 2 left. We should hurry up before more arrive. And as he says that, because it's the top of the rounds,
More
Another
arrive.
another Dragoloth and another Drow appear.
You son of a bitch.
Indeed, I am. As we round to Pandora. Pandora, you know there's 2 more of these things left. You know that they're on the far sides of the chambers. You probably cannot get to them unless you have some super. Well, you do have zoomies.
There's
but
one
probably
over
am
there,
gonna have
you
to tap out the top of the room.
At the top of next round, yes, sir.
Mm.
I'm sorry, it is late.
Yeah, oh shit, yeah, it is.
Do we need to call it a night there?
I mean, this is the top of the round.
Yeah. I was hoping we could break those last two, but that's okay. We'll get it next week.
I think it's going to take longer than a round.
I
Yeah.
think Davos is going to get that one. Go, Brent, if you'd pull your weight and just break one, it'd be great.
I'm trying. This dude got my way.
You can fly over him. But no, we're good. Yeah, we'll go ahead and call it a night there.
Could have.
Next week, we'll pick back up with this and continue trying to save the city of Skullport. Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate you being here. And is it Friday yet? We don't say that, but now we're saying that, I guess. All right. Deuces.